Hello and welcome to Naija's Geeking Out podcast. This is the host with the best voice leading you into the intro. And with me are the others, Red the Regular. How are you doing?
Regular as usual, the enemies
Uh,
tried to keep me away last week, but I'm here.
I succeeded, but you were not here last week.
Uh,
Continue.
I was.
Kex,
Go ahead, Kex.
Today, how are you? I'm good.
you're good.
Yeah.
And Dakwa, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay. Nothing more than
How
that.
does how does yesterday feel for you coming down from the league?
I've got to, I've recovered. I've recovered
You've
from my
recovered. You've
from
recovered.
my depression. I've recovered.
Okay. Anyway, it's good. It's good not to always be on top. So at least now you know you
Yeah.
can at least still come up and win it.
Yes.
Unlike
Yes.
some
Yes.
people
Yes. Yes.
last week that they
Yes.
have.
What are we doing now? Comedy show? What comedy hour?
The comedy
on?
podcast now.
No, I'm sorry. The comedy show is at Old Trafford. Please,
Thank
let's
you.
carry on.
Let them know. Let
We're
them
not
hear it.
we're not pretenders. We know where we stand.
Oh,
We're family.
ooh,
We're family in the stands.
oh.
We're part of the audience, and we're watching the show. So
Right. Comics.
Okay. So apparently there was a lot of news this week. I think last week was CinemaCon. So a lot of people were revealing their slate for
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Right.
the
Okay.
year.
So that makes sense
Yeah.
why there's so much news. Okay. Now I
Exactly.
get it. Yeah.
So Disney is trying to rally around and throw whatever sticks at the wall. Good for them. DC is straightforward, focused, and working with their plan well, teasing the right things at the right time. And there are some other news coming up as well. So, Kex, do you want to lead us
Yes.
in?
No, I'm just laughing at your take on the news. But okay. Um, let's start with Fantastic Four, right? So two bits of news
Mhm.
about Fantastic Four. First off, we've heard that Fantastic Four is coming in 2025, July. I think 25th of
How
July.
does
So they've
that
given
make
us a date.
sense?
I don't know.
Like, how?
25th of July, 2025, which is next year, man.
and they just started filming.
They just
uh,
finished casting.
I'll
I mean,
believe
they're
that.
still casting.
I'll believe that when on July 25, I'm walking to cinema and they actually and it's not a bank screen because I fully expect to walk in and there's nothing on the screen.
so that is, they've given us a date for that, so July 25th. And Jeffrey Wright has been confirmed as revisiting the voice of Watu, the Watcher, in the live action. So obviously, I don't think they're going to show him as Watu, or maybe they'll do some motion capture or something. But yeah, so he voices it in What If, and now he's going to be doing it in live action. What are your thoughts on, first of all, the Watcher appearing, and then second, Jeffrey Wright voicing him?
I mean,
I
for
mean, it's
me, go on today. You go.
no, no. I'm going to hate, so be positive.
Wow.
Sorry, I don't understand what you can hate about this piece of news.
Okay, let me go. Let me go right down the middle, so that can be positive.
Okay.
I like Jeffrey Wright. I don't know what they're doing with Fantastic Four, so there. I hope if Jeffrey Wright, if Walt is showing up, then they're really going intergalactic or they're going big. How big? I don't know. From the little things we've heard about, whether rumors, casting, Silver Surfer, I'm just watching the space. There's no excitement from me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to go positive first or negative first?
Let's go negative. I want to listen to Nelly here today. Today, what do you think? Go on today.
No. It's a good idea. Like bringing cast for voice acting from the animated show, tying it into the main TV show. It's a good idea. They copied it from DC first because James Gunn announced he was doing the exact same thing, and so now they feel they can copy that. But good for them, even though they have no plan, no sensible action, and their release date is next year. But I celebrate them. Yeah.
Okay, that won't go on.
I have a headache. I have a headache. To me, it's first of all, Jeffrey voicing Iwatu is, in my voice, it's a no-brainer. He's done it.
Yeah.
He's done it on the show. It's a no-brainer. I'm happy. So I guess you could say I'm happy about it. Now, the fact that the Watcher is in this film, something just crystallized in my brain. Something just like things fall into place for me. This is a what if movie, in my view.
Ooh,
Okay,
This
that's an
is-
interesting take. Go on.
yeah.
This is a what if. It explains the whole Shalabar story. Everything now falls into place. It had the whole set in the 60s
Oh,
and everything.
what
So
if?
to me,
what if Silver Surfer was female? What if?
Yeah.
Uh,
It's almost like blatantly saying this is an alternate universe. What if you can use different phrases to describe the same thing? This is what it's now feeling like to me. This is what this news has made my brain go to that. This is what's going to happen.
interesting and very plausible
So,
take. I didn't think about that.
You know, this has been the take I've been shouting that Marvel should go for the Fantastic Four and X-Men for the longest time. But it's so good a take that I doubt it is it for Marvel. Like, if they do this thing, it will be the best thing they could possibly do. But given their track record of the last few years of taking a very good concept and not executing it, that I'm looking at them with secret vision. So I have zero faith that it will be like that. But we'll see.
Okay, we'll see. I still think it was, we've all said here that timeline is quite aggressive.
Oh, very
Um,
yes, yeah.
Very, yeah.
It's a little over 12 months, maybe 15 months or something. I don't know how they're going to do
No,
that.
it's
but
like
okay.
12 months. It's like 14. Okay, it's not about 15 months. Now. It's like 14
No,
months.
yeah.
June.
Okay, so are we really going to quibble over 30 days?
Yes, I'm going to quibble because,
Go
like,
ahead.
why?
All right. No, go.
And they want to release it to compete against Superman Legacy. Superman Legacy that has been filming since, he started filming this year, but it's been in the works since last year.
Okay.
And that's the movie they want to compete against.
Okay. You say that makes me think that maybe they just put that date just to mess with DC, and they have no intention
Possibly.
Of filming the
of making that date.
because it makes no sense otherwise. Yeah.
Anyway, so also coming out next year, something further for you to gripe about today is Thunderbolts. Which
No, you missed
the
it.
dates-
Thunderbolts asterisk.
Yeah, I'm not
There's
gonna
a big
do that.
emphasis on the
Yeah,
asterisk.
Thunderbolts coming out next year, May 5th. So it's got May's 2 months before Fantastic Four, which is also very close. That
Oh
will
no,
also
but sorry, so they've started shooting anyway. At least
Have
with
they?
the-
I don't know.
Oh yeah, they have. Oh yeah, they have.
I assume.
Yeah, they have.
Okay.
Remember there was a news about something on some sets. I've seen the not Black Widow, White Widow on sets
Yes,
and
yeah.
stuff like that. Yeah, so yeah,
Okay.
they've definitely started shooting.
Okay.
Okay, it started filming January. Yeah. Okay.
Well, yeah. Best of luck to that. Anybody excited to watch that one? Thunderbolts.
Normally I would say yes. At the moment, I've been burnt a bit, so now I take it as it comes. I'm not getting my hopes up.
Like, funny enough, I like the characters, but based on what has been coming, I'm not excited.
Okay, let's ask a question. Let me ask a question here. And I should know the answer to this. I do not know. This is how bad I've got with Marvel stuff in terms of showing interest. Who is the director of this? Do we know?
Drake, Stacy, Shreya. Let's
That,
see.
that means nothing to
Not
me.
a
Okay.
not a lot of work in it.
Okay.
He has done a lot of music videos for Francis and the Lights, Chance the Rapper, and all of that. But its movies has been like Paper Town. If you've seen
This is
Paper
a
Town,
Chance the Rapper.
yeah, it does a lot
Wow.
of music video for that.
Okay. All right.
But its biggest movie I can think of is Paper Town.
Is that any good? Have you seen it?
It's a romantic comedy.
Okay. I mean, to be honest, I've seen people who've got no credentials come out and knock it out of the park.
Yeah.
So Russell Brothers didn't have anything to their name.
Yeah.
And what's this guy called? I always forget his name. MCG or MacG. MCG.
McG.
Yeah. I remember he came from. I think he came from
Yeah,
music
he
videos as well.
definitely came from music videos.
Yeah.
Michael Bay came from
Hmm.
music videos.
Yeah.
Joseph Lin, is that his name? Came from music videos. Joseph Kahn came from music
Yeah.
videos.
So it's not
Justin
necessarily.
Lin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And some of the writers have worked on works like Ragnarok, Godzilla, Black Widow. At least those are the
Okay.
kind of people that are putting in for the writing. So yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Okay.
Okay.
Fingers crossed. Okay, so that's it for move. Oh wait, one thing I wanted to say as well is that so we've got Thunderbolts, and when do we have? Do we know when we are having Captain America: New World Order coming up? Because I think there were some clips shown from that, and Harrison Ford was shown as Thunderbolt Ross.
Yeah.
And he was having some like a back and forth with the new Captain America, who's like
Correct.
Anthony Mackie. So
Yeah.
that clearly that's going to tie into Captain America because it feels like
Yeah.
they're
Is
his
it
version
New
of the
World
Avengers.
Order or Brave New World? I think the name has been
Sorry, they
changed.
changed it. They changed it. Yeah, just you know
Yes.
what I mean. Yeah, when is it? 2026 or 2025?
2025 actually. Wow, there's a lot of movies next year from Marvel.
Wow.
February.
Okay.
So they are
Okay.
like February, May.
Yeah, because
Okay.
I was guessing that had to be before the other two because
Yeah.
they're almost already on the press junket already
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
that film. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So most likely the Thunderbolts is going to be the superhero team that Thunderbolt Ross puts together following the events of Brave New World. Perhaps I'm just speculating here. But anyway, okay, moving on. To more
But wait,
comic book.
let's
Yeah.
just quickly sit down with this for a minute.
Okay. Sit down.
It's
Yeah.
like next year the lineup for Marvel, it's crazy tight. February, May, July. Do we have any other movie coming up from Marvel again?
Deadpool. Is Deadpool that year as well
Yes.
from Sony?
No,
I think
that was this year.
Deadpool not this year. Deadpool
This
is
year.
this year.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
Deadpool is this year, yeah.
So that's a very, very tight
But Freeze
timeline.
But we've had
is
this
more
We've had this before.
at the height of the powers.
Yeah. So it's not
Mm.
not impossible. It's not impossible. It's them. They want to try to return to form. So
But 3 movies at a stretch like that.
they've done it before.
So you see, this is like a 60-year-old man saying, I want to return to form. I'm going to hire three ladies for the night. He wants to die now. What is going on here?
Yes, and it might even before if they eventually. It might even before though if they ever get Bleed because the current timeline for Bleed is November
No, they're not doing Blade
2025.
next year. They can't do Blade next year.
Blade
I
doesn't.
don't even think they have a story yet.
Blade doesn't have a story. Didn't something
Yeah.
happen again?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Blade has been
maybe
having
not,
issues.
but yeah, it's like okay, they are really going deep on this. Like the last 2023, we had how many movies? Okay, we had like 3 movies 2023. Huh?
Guardians of the
You might have
Galaxy.
forgotten that
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Ant-Man and Marvels.
Oh yeah, Ant-Man at the beginning. Yeah. Sorry. Okay.
And Marvels. Okay.
All right. Anyway, so moving on to other comic book movies. So apparently there is a live action movie for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Last Ronin, which was I think it was an IDW comic book that came out a few years back, maybe 3 years ago.
Yep.
Did anybody get the chance to read this one?
You know what I think?
Yeah.
I read the first issue.
Okay.
And I liked it.
Yeah.
And I was going to carry on.
Continue. Yeah.
And I never did.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know what happened. You know, maybe because I don't follow that comic publisher. I probably missed when they came out, those issues.
Yeah.
So I remember reading the first one, liking it, and I was going to read the rest, but I didn't.
Okay. I read these and they were quite nice. They were quite fun. It was almost an alternate future take of the Turtles and something that happened to them, and they had some sort of tragedy. Some deaths in the family. I just don't think that this is a comic book. This is a movie, and it's live action. So this is what worries me. No, that's wrong. I don't like the new Michael Bay and Michael Bay inspired Turtles movies. Those two that they made like 2 years ago.
Correct.
With Megan Fox.
Agreed.
Yeah, I just couldn't get behind that. I thought they were too bro, too macho, too just, and I liked it in the 80s and 90s when they did the movies, but I don't even think it's something that translates very well to live action medium.
So for me, weirdly enough, this excites me.
Okay. Tell me why.
It only excites me if they do a specific version that I've got in my head.
Okay.
And it's almost a look and feel of those very first movies.
Yes.
How the Turtles looked in that movie.
Yes.
I like that look. and I want to take that look with obviously with new technology, make it look kind of
Yeah.
look almost realistic, but you
Okay.
know, but that now adds the whole R18 level to it. So I'm actually on board, but I know the odds of them hitting my very specific style that I'm looking for it's very slim. But when they announced it, that's where my mind went instantly.
Okay.
Yeah.
You see,
Yeah, go on.
where my mind went was, what's this thing called? All this John Wick, nobody, one man revenge trip that we've seen
Okay.
so many times, where one man goes against everybody and is killing everybody. And we've seen this done so many times now that it has to hit that quality to be good. Because on its own, I don't think the story has any big draw to it beyond the fact that Michelangelo is going on this particular revenge field journey and it's going to be bloody and all of that. So unless it can hit that level of action or even or bring something new to the table action wise, I'm not going to be seeing like what the draw for the movie is particularly.
It's just I don't know. Turtles in live action again looks weird to me. Um, yeah, it just seems strange. And the comic books were set in the future, so I don't know if these are going to be set in the future as well, or they're you get it's like such an alternate take.
And I guess my question, I mean,
Yeah.
even though I'm excited, if I step aside, I think, who's the audience of this?
Exactly.
Because this is a totally different. You're not aiming at the audiences you've aimed at before, previously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who are you trying to capture here?
Are you thinking you're going to sell toys by doing this? Because that has almost always been one of the draws of Turtles. Selling
No,
the
but
toys.
they're aiming for the fans of the original Turtles
Yes,
that have grown up.
yes,
Okay, so that would
yes.
be now. My question is: so we've
I'll
got
be you.
5 people on the podcast now,
Mhm.
and I want to
Yeah.
go around. I'm a fan of the original 80s.
Yeah.
Today, are you a fan of the original 80s?
Not
No,
particularly.
I didn't think so. But are you a fan of the original 80s
Yes.
Turtles? Okay,
Yes.
so you mean the Turtles that they show on TV that we used to the
Oh,
Turtles that used
okay,
to
okay.
now I needed to be clear
Okay,
because
let's
I know you're
accept.
thinking the
Okay,
comic book.
yeah. I'll take the
Eastern.
comic book. I like the
Okay,
comic
no.
book.
Yes.
I saw a few episodes of the cartoon.
Okay.
It really wasn't for me because that was more
Okay.
cowbanga.
Yes, that was
BS.
Okay,
So
let's say
yeah.
yeah.
Okay. So
let's say you're a fan of the
yeah,
comic book, as a fan of the
correct.
TV
Yeah,
show.
yeah.
Red,
Okay.
either one.
So I was a fan of the TV show. I never read the comic books.
Okay, so
The
at least we have,
cowabunga with the guy with the ice
Yeah.
hockey stick and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, so we've got 3 people here that were fans of. Okay, so there might be. I don't see the market for this, especially as part of the appeal of the Turtles was their camaraderie and their brotherhood,
Yeah.
and the fact that there were 4 of them and they had personalities, distinct personalities, including like friction within the team. So when you take out 3 of those and it's just one of them,
So my
I
guess
don't know
here
how you're
No,
going to
so
do this.
it might be low budget, like 50 million.
no, it better not be.
I think they might do that. They might do a the creator type.
Nah, because that way you mentioned something.
Yeah.
The Michael Bay-esque movies. You like the look of the characters.
Yes.
Now imagine those characters in a bloody
Oh,
action
did
film.
he like the look of the Michael Bay ones?
No.
Yeah, he said he liked the
No.
look
No,
of the characters.
the 80s,
No.
the
The
80s.
180s, the original movies.
Oh, no,
Not
Yeah.
so
the Bay
these
ones.
movies you didn't like the
No.
way they look.
No.
Ah.
That was too Michael Bay-ish.
Because that's the
Yes.
that's the look I expect them to go for this kind of story.
Then I'll be out instantly.
Because I can't see them going for any other look here to spread it. Okay, but it has to be. It can't be low budget like that.
But it's R-rated, right? It is R-rated, correct?
That's the
Yeah.
expectation.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good.
R-rated.
Good.
So I
Yeah.
like again don't know who this is going to be for. I don't know how they expect to make enough money because everything that people are doing now is I want to create a franchise or I want to make a
They
trilogy.
can't create a franchise with this.
Listen, man. Everything that they are doing is that they want to create a trilogy. Nobody puts a lot of money into an action film now to say, okay, I just want to do one. It's impossible. The Turtles is a big draw, so it's a big property. So they'll be like, okay, at least want to do 3.
They might want to, I would have said they would have wanted to do something like Logan, but this particular
That's the
story,
tail
that
end, yeah.
doesn't doesn't lend itself to
Yeah,
that kind
yeah,
of deep
yeah.
storytelling. This one is
Try-
just a straight up kill him
You mean
kind of story.
old man Logan, right?
Yeah, Old Man
Yeah.
Logan. Yeah, but I don't think they can do that with Turtles. If you were doing that, it might be something worth watching. But here it's just one man army killing everybody.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about it, but watch this space.
Hey,
We'll continue to update as we get more
maybe
information.
John Wick fans would like it, Sha. All this John Wick because I think that's it has become the new standard for action movies. So maybe that's
I'm a John Wick fan, but I don't know if I would really like a turtle going around. Like I said, part of the appeal of the turtles to me has always been the brotherhood, the fact that they bounce off each other. Um,
Mm,
just one of them going around on this revenge spree. Nah, it's
mm,
not for me. I like the comic book well enough, but but okay.
okay.
Moving on to other live action news. Now, onto the world of Hasbro. We have got officially what we've always said would happen, the crossover between G.I. Joe and Transformers.
Oh my god! Like
The movie's in
this
the works, guys.
news, this news
It's not
shows
shocking, you know.
how no, it's not shocking, but it shows how bad you can trash if you can trash franchises so bad that when you announce this kind of crossover that 20 years ago it would be exciting and groundbreaking,
Right.
and you announce it now.
Even 20 years ago, no.
Today, I'll stop you right
The
there.
kid, the kid in me 20 years ago that I've loved watching this.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Maybe 20 years ago, before they actually had,
Like
we've actually seen the GI Joe franchise.
Yeah, before we
It's,
saw
it's toilet.
Yeah.
It's not like this.
when we saw like after the first Transformer movie and
Yeah.
then after the first G.I. Joe movie, even though
There
that
was
first G.I. Joe
there was
movie was trash.
Yeah.
Then there was Snake Eyes.
And
G.I. Joe 2.
no, we are ignoring all of that. I'm saying that back then, after those two first movies, they announced something like this. I would have been excited to watch it. But
No.
I honestly, I want to make another point here.
yeah,
The Transformers franchise itself already has GI Joe people in it anyway. I don't ask it. Every time they had a movie, they've had all these special agent types,
Yeah, special
ops people
forces. There was, I
running
think they
around
call them Nest or
in the
something.
film.
Yeah.
next, yeah,
So I don't
all the
see-
characters.
Josh Duval's team. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. So
But they've rebooted Transformers like
No,
two or
but
three
you know what?
times
Here's the
now.
thing. It's like the
They
special
reboot it
forces
or they just
will
keep
have.
doing it.
Whatever they are doing is not continuous at all.
I've not been watching. Yeah.
no,
There's
it's
no
not.
That's fine,
continuity.
It's
I
not
know
been.
there's
There's no
It's not been a
continuity.
reboot. Though.
No, it's not been a reboot. Yeah.
I'm saying that
it's
what they are
it's-
doing now, there's no continuity in any of their stories.
Oh, right, okay,
They can
okay.
Oh,
easily
really?
watch each movie as a new story on its own and
Oh,
move
I didn't
on.
know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
the thing is, probably Josh Duval's special forces guys maybe
Yeah.
might get killed, and then they're like, we need to call the real badass. And then they call the Rock. What's that guy's name?
Did
What's
you see
that
the
guy's
Rock?
name? Yeah, the Rock was in part 2 of G.I. Joe. People forget that.
Yeah, Bruce Willis,
yeah.
The Rock.
Channing
Oh
Tatum was
God.
in part 1.
See, that was
Part one.
that was the first franchise they tried to crash in on.
Wait.
Yeah, and it destroyed the franchise
But he
completely.
destroyed
You know what?
destroyed it. Yeah.
I'm now thinking I've not seen part 2.
Okay,
You
part 2
probably
had
haven't. That thing was
There's
bad.
GI Joe, right?
yes, G.I.
Yeah.
Joe. There was
There's the Snake
retaliation.
Eyes.
Yes, and then there
Yeah.
was retaliation before Snake Eyes.
Yeah.
Called G.I. Joe
Oh,
retaliation.
G.I. Joe
honestly,
retaliation with Marlon Wayans,
my
where was
God.
doing
No,
one spinning
I've seen
move
it,
through
I've
a
seen it,
car.
I've
You
seen it.
seen it, right?
You seen it
Marlon
now?
Wayans was the first one.
Was it the first one?
The
Was it the
sequence just
second
come
one?
back to me in the middle of the road. There's one road sequence. Okay, I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was one where they wore some big suits and they're
Yeah,
jumping
and
and
they were running like
Yes,
mech,
yes,
like
yes.
mech.
That is part
mechs.
1 with that is part 1
that's
with
part
Channing
one,
Tatum.
Are
not
you
part
Yeah, that's
serious?
two.
part 1 with
Hold
Channing
on.
Part
Tatum.
two
And
had Bruce
I'm
Willis
not
in
arguing.
it.
I'm saying for a
No,
fact that it is
I'm not arguing. I want just one. I just
I'm
want
telling
okay.
you, that was part one. Part two was a
Yes.
very
Channing
weird
Tatum
movie.
dies at the end of part 2. Marlon Wayans doesn't
At
turn
the
up
beginning of part two,
at the beginning of part 2. Yes.
I'm sure I've seen it.
It's
But I
called G.I.
can't
Joe
remember.
retaliation.
I've seen it,
it
but I
was
can't
a
remember.
terrible
It
movie.
still
Oh
has
God.
it still has Snake Eyes in it. It has the redhead girl, Lady J, or what's her name? It has
Mm.
Bruce Willis. It has
Bruce Willis.
Jade. It
Oh
has
God.
Storm Shadow, the
The
character,
brother.
the bad guy. Yeah, the brother.
Oh God, that film was that as they reminded
Oh
me
my
of that movie.
God.
That
I've
movie
said
was
I remember it.
bad.
It had what's our guy's name that died? Not Ray Winston. Ray Stevenson.
Ray Stevenson.
Yeah.
Yes, as the Master of Disguise or something.
God, that movie was
Yeah.
terrible.
Yeah, I said I
Like
remember.
if you thought G.I. Joe was a bad movie, G.I. Joe was bad. Like you had fun watching G.I. Joe, but G.I. Joe 2.
Oh.
But yeah, we'll see how this
Well,
goes.
yeah, so we'll see how this goes. I mean, we've got Kong and Godzilla together. So, guys, this is normal. We are crashing franchises.
Actually, they should even put Kong and Godzilla with Transformers and G.I. Joe, and let's know what
Oh, it's going to happen.
Well, sorry.
we should get there.
Now, here's the funny thing. A crossover between Transformers
Yes.
and the Monsterverse makes a lot more sense to me than bringing in G.I. Joe.
Can I ask you a question? So, how about a crossover with the Fast and Furious and the Transformers?
God.
That would be so much fun.
That would be, I feel that is the ultimate.
They
Like
can't,
that,
they can't,
that's
the
the ultimate.
amount of shenanigans that could go, they cannot do it in one movie. The amount of nonsense that could go.
So Vin Diesel will be driving
We'll
Bumblebee.
drive Optimus.
Oh, but drive Bumblebee.
No.
Imagine this. He's driving Bumblebee. Bumblebee drives up and transforms.
Bumblebee will be
and it slams into Megatron.
no. Bumblebee will be family. Vin Diesel will bond with Bumblebee.
No, but Bumblebee will have his own family of Autobots. And
With
family.
Diesel, they are becoming family. They are becoming one. That's like the best franchise. They should do it.
Jesus
They should bring all these ridiculous franchises together. Let's know what we are doing.
Let's know what we are doing. Exactly.
Godzilla, Kong,
and what
Transformers,
did you do?
Furious.
At the end of that movie, they should show what's the main Autobot called? Optimus Prime.
Yes.
They should show him stepping on a dog. And then we find out that
And it's John Wick's dog.
the internet was
Right. So Universal.
We've lost the plot completely. Oh God!
Oh my God.
You guys watched that one? You watched Godzilla vs Kong?
Yeah.
You actually went to the cinema to watch that movie.
Please put respect on that film's name.
Oh, yeah.
That film
I-
delivered what it set out to do. Nobody went there for any Oscar level. Even Dr. Ayomide did not go there for teams. You cannot go there for films. We went there to see big monsters fight.
don't worry. Godzilla vs Kong will soon have Transformers and Fast and Furious.
I can see it. I can really see it. All right, so that's coming out soon. Stay tuned for more news. Now let's move on to rumors now. And that was favorite, a sequel to one of that was favorite movies, which is Love and Thunder. Thor 5 rumors. Production starts late 2025, which is next year. We are looking at the 3 names that have been touted as potential directors: Gareth Edwards, Chloe Zhao, and Kenneth Branagh. So these guys are the rumored, front runners for director for Thor 5. So Gareth Edwards, if you remember, he is the one that did the first Godzilla movie.
Yep.
Okay.
He did Rogue One.
The creator?
Did he do Rogue One?
He did Rogue One, yeah.
He did Rogue One. Oh, brilliant. Oh, fantastic. I saw an interview. I listened to an interview on the podcast with this guy years ago when he just got that Godzilla gig. And I was like, oh, I like this guy. So he did Rogue One. Fantastic. Okay.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
He did The Last Jedi? I didn't know that.
The Last Jedi.
No, he didn't do The Last Jedi.
Ryan Johnson.
Ryan Johnson.
So
Right.
He had a cameo. He had a cameo there.
Oh,
It was
okay.
just a cameo.
Okay. So, okay.
Yeah. So Chloe Eternals, if you remember, and Nomadland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Kenneth Branagh. I mean, yeah, too many things to mention, including Thor 1.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, sorry. So I think they should give it to Kenneth Branagh.
No.
What do we think about
No.
They shouldn't do it.
It's my last choice.
Okay.
Yes, definitely the last choice there.
If this seems to exist, let's say, assuming it's going to happen, he will be
It
my
will
last
happen.
choice.
You know, they said Thor will be coming back at the end of that movie.
Who?
They said Thor will return now.
We don't talk about that movie like.
When you say return, you mean at
was
the end of
not
four?
claps now. How can we just dismiss that was a round of applause like that? Every time I say it, the guy, I see his heart just fall and his shoulder just rest like Mama is family lady. Okay, all right.
If I was going to give it, sorry, for me, now I'm looking at Gareth Edwards' work here. I love Rogue One, no doubt. To be honest, the first Godzilla was good, it was the first Godzilla was very.
I thought it was okay. Yeah, I thought it was very.
It was a good movie. Yeah,
it was a good movie.
Yeah.
So that's two good. I've not seen Monsters or Monsters. I don't know why I've not seen these two films. The Monsters and Monsters Dark Continent. I've not seen those.
Never
The
even.
I'm not sure
creator.
Monster is the movie you're thinking about, though. But okay,
Okay, the
continue.
one.
Let's continue.
Okay, but the creator. Now, this is a film I have seen and I had issues with. So I don't mind him, but weird enough, I'm more likely if I was going to take a punt, I would go for Chloe Zhao.
Right.
I didn't
Yeah,
mind
why?
Eternals. I think Eternals was bloated,
Mm.
but I didn't mind it. And the other film that you mentioned, I've seen that as well. Weird enough, and I actually enjoyed it.
Nomadland.
Nomadland.
But
Yeah.
my biggest fear for her is she does tend to over bloat her films,
Mm.
Hmm.
and
I can
maybe
see that.
Thor being a single hero might prevent it because I think part of the issue.
Wait.
Yeah, go on.
No,
Sorry
no,
for
not that-
interrupting you.
No, not a single hero.
Yes.
Look at the other things I said there.
Exactly.
Oh,
It's
sorry.
rumored that we're going to have
Sorry.
the
Go
production
on.
of Better Ray Bill
Oh, God Almighty.
and Thor.
And Thor Bill Cops. All right.
Yes.
Okay. Right. Okay. Okay.
Sorry, just I would, yeah.
Okay.
Bring that.
So, will they
What-
still
what-
go with Chloe for that?
No.
What is this film now? What is it?
This is why I said no. Thor is in need of serious redemption. Like serious redemption. You can't give it. You can't leave it to chance.
You know what? They should
No,
not.
you can. I don't see the big deal of redemption. You just ignore part 4 happened
No.
and make a
For
movie.
me, Better
I'm
Review
looking at you.
needs to
Yeah.
come in its own movie. Focus on him.
No, it's not possible. Better review for his own movie. Please.
Well, no, when I say it's own movie, it's a Thor movie, but it should be
Yeah.
it should be Better Ray Bill and Thor. And to me, in a way, this is a way to get rid of Thor for a while. If you want to revitalize him.
Get rid of Chris Hemsworth. Nah.
Yeah, for a while. Not for a while.
They won't do that. Like, why would you remove your biggest draw from the movie?
How long is it? No. He'll be in the movie, but at end
Yeah.
of 5, they're not going to do a Thor 6 or 7, are they?
I don't think so.
Yeah. So this is his song.
Yeah,
I don't
basically,
think.
I
I
agree.
don't think this. I don't think this is a swan song.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think this is his song.
No. I think you know what? I think Chris Hemsworth will leave now. He'll put
Yeah,
everything.
I think so.
in his final
He's been at it for what, 15
Yeah, yeah.
years,
It's
right?
been a while. It's been a while.
I can easily say that. Okay, I don't want to go out on Love and
Thunder.
Thunder, whatever that rubbish was. Please give me one more and let's make it a goodie.
And because if it is a swan song, that will be
Yeah.
the biggest announcement for the movie. That will be the biggest selling point of why they are making, like, from the get-go. Yeah, they'll advertise the movie as the final.
Well,
Yeah,
yes.
but I don't think.
Well,
But
you
they didn't
should-
advertise.
yeah,
They didn't
yeah.
advertise the Avengers 2 as that was their final movie. I don't think they
Yeah.
said that was.
No, they said it was. No, they said it was like the culmination of the 10 years, like the way they will market.
Yeah,
you
but
know,
it was
you
a
know Marvel
10-year
and their
movie
marketing.
now. Was it?
Yeah,
No.
they market as okay. This
No,
is
I
the
don't-
like culmination of the entire arc of that's been coming
Yeah,
up
I
in
think-
that.
I
But
think
they didn't market it as this is going to be Iron Man's swan song.
Yeah,
This is
I
going to be Captain America's swan song.
I think this
They
is
didn't do any of that now.
be-
So why would they do this for this?
Yeah, I think it's going to be his final movie. I think it's going to be his final. Movie.
Okay,
But okay, so
let's see.
we've so Better Ray Bill. I mean, I love this character, and I've been waiting for him for a while, and I'm quite curious to what he would look like, and when
Look like a horse.
yeah, I mean, how they would make him look, how they would make him look in live action. I mean,
Can I say something?
because even in my head, when I watch it, when I read the comic books, it looks weird to me. But I've kind of gotten used to it. So sorry, Doc, what you wanted to say?
No, I'm gonna say. I mean, for listeners out here who probably don't know the Thor comics, this character was his introduction by Walter Simonson revitalized Thor as a comic and took it like to the top of Marvel selling list when it came on. It really was a turning point for Thor comics, and I can't understate how big a deal he is in the comics and his appearance and what it meant for the whole thing. Oh yeah, sorry, overstate. Sorry. So I worry when I now see, oh, he's coming, and now you're throwing in the what's it called, the Thor. Now so I think they should put some respect. Or if either you don't do it, if you can't do that, the whole 337 storyline, if you can't do it, don't bother doing it. That's an epic story. Because what it's going to be again, in my view, we had the same problem with Love and Thunder. This was meant to be one of the most epic Thor stories ever. The God Butcher. And we got
That's what I was going to ask you.
It could even kill one god.
Kek's voice keeps ringing in my head. I was like, Red, the goal you're looking for, I don't think that's what we're going to see in this movie. And I thought it was joking.
Yeah.
We need to go with Novel Comics.
No.
We will see the other characters we saw from that great run, the future tours.
Yeah.
The future
my gosh.
Yeah. The daughters of Thor.
Yeah.
None of it was present.
Yeah.
Oh. I can't help but laugh.
Kill your boy, no. Mad boy, you.
The payment after all these years is still there.
Okay. So one last rumor about this is Amora the Enchantress is going to appear in this movie.
She's my favorite Thor villain.
Okay.
I love her. I love that character.
Okay.
But I'm scared that they're gonna mess it up.
Okay. See,
I don't like any of this. What is your problem?
I don't like any of these directors for this movie, to be honest.
Okay.
Gareth Edwards is a fantastic director, but his films are overly serious.
Okay.
And that's not the tone you need.
I don't mind. I don't mind
serious.
I don't mind overly.
When I say serious, it's like you are going to be. What it gives me flashback to is Dark World, where they tried to make a serious Thor movie and failed. That's what Gareth Edwards gives me flashback to.
So Dark World wasn't a bad movie though.
It wasn't a bad movie, but it wasn't a great movie.
I agree, but I don't think there's an issue per se with being serious. Just make it good.
Yeah.
Dark
World failed on execution.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's a balance to the absurdity that is Thor and the cosmic level that is Thor, and then trying to make it very serious. Yeah.
That's what it needs to go.
Because this is the guy that made Rogue One. You cannot do a Rogue One with Thor.
You can. Honestly, you can.
Not with Thor, not with the better Bill.
No. I'm sorry. The better story, the actual talk is serious. It's very serious. If they went through the comic route, it's very serious.
Yeah. Okay. Well, okay. Let me put it this way. I'm not just saying Marvel being that serious.
That's another.
Let me put that. I'm not saying Marvel going as serious as it needs to be. If
they should just leave this thing for now until they're serious.
So if Kenneth Branagh, I didn't like Thor 1 like that. I don't like him.
I love Thor 1.
I didn't like it like that. So it's not. I think Thor 1 is like the genesis of my dislike for Thors.
I think.
Wow.
Thor 1
really?
Like my dislike for MCU is from Thor 1.
Oh really?
Iron Man, I liked it.
Okay.
What's this thing called? Incredible Hulk, I liked it. But Thor 1 was just this flat thing from beginning to end. That's
I think for Thor 1, this is why I want to give Kenneth. I can't be too hard on Kenneth. He had a very hard task of creating that film in such a way that the tone will not be so too discordant when they joined them together. And because it was their biggest worry. Thor was their biggest worry. That how do you put it in this world so that when Iron Man comes into it or Hulk comes into it, it still works. So, but I also agree with you today. I like Thor 1, but it was more out of relief.
Exactly.
Okay.
Because I'd seen the costume.
Yes.
I was like, this film is going to be so bad.
Yeah.
The stills I'd seen Chris Hemsworth with his long blonde hair. I was like, this film is going to be terrible. But watching it right from get-go, when they went to Jotunheim, I was like, this is fucking amazing.
Okay, let's put it this way. I liked when they were in.
I was like, wow.
Yeah. I think I liked when they were in Asgard, but immediately they landed on Earth and the movie took it on to fish out of water, losing, and then we now saw the final. And I was like, what is this? Like, we are fighting ice giants in the beginning, and then this is how
I'm
we
a
are
bit
ending.
curious. I'm a bit sorry. Today, so here's
Yeah.
what I'm a bit curious about. When you watch this, did you watch it when it came out, not after?
Yes, I went
And
to watch
you
it in
had
the
this
cinema.
feeling. This
I,
is
I
weird
watched
because
the film. I watched the film in the cinema. I was like, "Oh wow, they got Asgard correctly. Like,
this
this is
is
a rainbow
when
bridge.
this
This
is
is
when
beautiful."
we were still struggling with super CBMs that were like we didn't know quite whether to trust them yet.
Yeah.
Or
So for
not?
me, this was like they got the
Yes.
costumes, they got this his brother Loki, they definitely got Odin, they got the Rainbow Bridge. They
Yeah,
I was like,
they got all that.
Yeah,
But like,
but I think to this point is the
Yeah.
part I didn't like was Earth.
I was watching the movie. I was enjoying the movie. Then the guy landed on Earth. He lost his powers, and then it's as if we now switched completely from a serious
Yeah,
movie to
yeah,
a comedy.
yeah, yeah. No,
A
I get you.
comedy
Yeah.
road show, and then the final villain was one giant robot standing there, and the guy was running up and down, and I'm like, this is not what I came to see. So it was like the first movie I saw for MC. I was like, yeah, I don't like what is going on here, and that's where my
I mean, if I'm being honest, out of the first four, it is four, right? The
Yeah.
first
it is
four
four. It is
before
four.
Avengers, or was it? Well, I haven't had two, but let's not
Oh, I
count
think
that.
about
Yeah.
the movies. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So
Movies,
the
yeah.
first four first movies for the character, I do think Thor's weakest
Yeah.
out of all four.
Yeah,
Iron
I
Man,
would agree
Hulk,
with that.
Captain
I wouldn't
America.
argue with
Absolutely.
that. I wouldn't argue with
Yeah.
that. I wouldn't argue with that.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's. I think we've dwelled on this for a bit now.
Yeah, so
moving on
surprisingly, for
to-
that
Oh,
little one
you
line,
did sort of which director did you want out of the three?
oh, Red. Who did you want? Who did you want?
Well, I think they should leave this property alone for now.
no, red. You
Which
have
guy
to
to pick?
you have to choose between the three. No, you can't dodge the question.
It's sitting on your
No,
chest.
Yeah.
uh,
Don't start now. Don't start
okay.
Okay.
So I said I just saw Infinity Wars again,
Yeah.
and Thor was serious in there, like
Yeah.
from the start, from when what was his name, Thanos and stuff. I
Yeah.
think, given that, if anybody can give me anything close to that tone, I'll go with Gareth Edwards.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I don't know. Today, who did you say?
Garrett.
Stop second guessing yourself. That one.
I'm actually seriously second guessing for Chloe.
Yeah.
I don't want Chloe.
I want to say Chloe, but I'm second guessing for Gareth. But I'll stick with Chloe.
I don't want any mushiness in that story. Nonsense.
I'll stick with Chloe.
It needs to swing back hard from the nonsense that was Love and Thunder.
Yeah, but that's not Chloe though. That has nothing to do with Chloe.
That's
Chloe
Chloe.
was
Chloe is the opposite of Love and
Yeah,
Thunder.
Chloe is serious. Chloe is dead serious.
Didn't she just give us Eternals?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
like the opposite movie from Love and
No,
Thunder.
it's serious film.
I don't want
Okay.
that.
No, can't okay. Yeah, what's your own?
What's
No,
yours?
I picked. I said Kenneth Branagh.
Kenneth.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yes,
Okay.
Okay. But right, since you don't like any of these directors, if you had to give a director to do this movie,
I'm not. I know. For now, I think the movie should just wait. Like, I've not thought about that, but I'll say
Yeah.
no for now.
any of you guys ideal directors?
I don't have any.
I've not thought about it. I won't lie. I've not thought about
Yeah.
it. So.
Okay.
Okay. Let's move on to some quick bits here. Invincible renewed for seasons 4 and 5.
Without
Yep.
seeing season 3.
Yeah, not surprising.
Well
Not surprising.
Well done.
I mean, we know what season 4 and 5 is going to be about. So
I have
it's
no
like,
idea.
let's
So
go.
when you say we, I don't. Who is this we? I don't know.
Just
It's
call
The
yourself.
Ultimate War now.
I don't know. That's what I knew. That's what you would say.
Yeah.
Everybody says
Eh,
Ultimate War is coming. We know it is coming. It's like saying this
Yes.
big war is coming. When is it coming?
It's like the
That's what I'm saying,
the
season
White
4
Walkers
now.
the White Walkers are coming, like they all did in Game of
Okay.
Thrones. Everybody knew it was coming.
it's coming. It's coming. We are going to see it there.
You see, this is the arrogance of somebody who just
I,
read the comic.
it's so ridiculous to me. Like
And
Mm.
it's kind soldier for all of
two
us.
whole fucking
Yes, I will carry.
16
I will carry on the shoulder.
episodes.
I'll go
I
and read
say-
the book. I'll go and read the book again because of this.
Red.
Look, guess what? I've
Unless you can
downloaded it.
put it.
I've added it to my.
Unless you can speed read it. I don't know how you guys are.
It's a
It's-
lot. How many?
that is-
100,
yeah,
100
and something.
115,
Yeah, no worries.
something like that.
Best of luck.
Okay.
I'll catch the audio.
No, but Invincible going to be that was season. But like, if any show deserves it, it's Invincible.
100%.
Yeah. No complaints.
Peacemaker season 2. Filming
Yeah.
resumed as confirmed by James Gunn.
Yep.
We feeling positive about this? Guys, let me tell you guys the truth. I didn't really like season 1 that much.
You liked
I know,
it?
okay.
I didn't really like it that much.
I didn't myself.
Oh,
I thought
I
it was,
enjoyed it.
I thought it was
All of you are not okay.
I thought
I
We
enjoyed.
said it here though.
yeah,
I
but
know.
I enjoyed it though.
I said it,
I
but
enjoy-
I said it quietly because you guys were like raving about it.
I wasn't raving
Yes.
about it. It was
Okay,
this too.
okay.
Yeah,
Like from the opening,
I thought,
opening
I
dance.
thought I was the outlier, so I've been kind of like
See,
muted about even in general, even on the group.
even
I don't really
today from the dance
Yes,
before we
yes,
even
yes,
saw anything to
dance.
it was
yes.
that's
I also
that's why you lost credibility for me. How can you just
Yeah.
how can you just like you can just
that
take
is
it
where I
from the
lost
dance?
credibility. All the
On this
nonsense we
show.
saying before that, I didn't lose credibility. Was that point?
No. How can
Come off it.
how can you love a show? It's like how can you love a show based on the dance? And you're like, oh,
It
it's
Well,
gonna
showed
be
me
good.
what I was looking for. The same way I hated.
I did not like it. I did not. I actually did not even like that dance. If I'm being honest.
That dance
Okay.
reminded me of
Yeah.
Star
But I
Lord going to steal whatever.
I know now. God forbid now.
When he met
How
when he
can you
met with how
How can you
Chima
compare
Hotsu,
that dance to Star Wars? To Star
what?
Wars?
Star Lord.
What is
Star
better?
Lord dance. It's way
What is it
better.
better?
Like how
It's,
can you
it's
compare that to that now?
I'll rest.
Please,
I like the
let's
show,
not,
but
let's not
please,
go
I beg
there.
rest.
Let's not go there.
So
Yeah.
I liked Peacemaker and I enjoyed it, and I was looking forward to season 2 back then. To me, so much time has gone past
After
that
we watched season 1.
I really couldn't care. I really couldn't care less anymore about it.
No, okay. Let me make you guys care about it. Season
Yeah.
2 is set immediately after Superman Legacy, and that's when the show is coming out. So it's going to be spinning off of that movie and
So
taking up the
it's
consequences of that. Yeah,
so it's not a sequel.
it's like the Suicide Squad.
Okay.
It's a sequel, but it's not a sequel.
Okay, I'm back on board.
Yeah,
Thank you very much today. Back on board.
exactly. So 100% I'm sold for this show. Like Red said, from the opening dance sequence was like, okay, yes, you
But
guys.
wait, would the tone be different?
I doubt.
I don't think it's possible for the tone to change.
It's be
Okay.
different. I doubt. Yes.
Especially
That's
not
the
with James
entire point
Gunn.
of the show.
Okay.
Nah.
Yeah.
It's not going to change. Okay, so yes, so that's Peacemaker. Now, let's go to the meat of the show. Jeez, guys, we've been talking for a while now. Right, we start with X-Men episode 5, X-Men 97. I should correct myself. Episode 5. Now, have you watched this yet?
Sorry, are you talking to me? The fact that people even send me clips is actually even annoying me. You know,
That was choice, not what the show is always
But to
hilarious.
instead
Like,
watch Star Trek Discovery is disturbing.
no, like how you speak this hill as the hill you should die on.
no, seriously, I'm prepared to die on this hill, and I think it was a couple of days ago. I read one review about this episode. I thought, surely they can't be talking about this same cartoon that I've been hearing about how this was so great. It's God tier. It is the the turning point. And everybody was raving it around it. And then someone said, "Oh, that was just watch this clip, and you will see what it's all about." And it was Gambit.
So I don't know what's going on. But it's just like the emperor's new clothes around here. Like nobody's willing to say. Go ahead.
Let's okay. So let me give a brief synopsis of this episode. Episode 5 is called Remember It. So basically in this episode, and I have some notes here. So Genosha gets
You have notes.
Yeah.
Yes, because a lot happened in this episode.
A lot
Otherwise,
happened.
a lot happened.
Okay.
So Genosha got recognized by the UN as an official mutant nation. Oh, now you're interested. As an official mutant nation following the events of episode 2, I think it was.
Yeah.
So the X-Men they send their delegates to Genosha. They send Rogue, Gambit, and Magneto in the Blackbird to go to Genosha because the Genosha Council have said that they would like to see Magneto. So Magneto comes over with those two. Magneto is invited to join the ruling council which has Moira McTaggart. It has Sean Cassidy, Banshee. It has Sebastian Shaw, Emma Frost,
Nightcrawler.
Callisto. No,
Wait,
Nightcrawler
wait.
is not.
Nightcrawler is not on the
Yeah,
board.
is a religious, what's this thing called?
Nightcrawler,
Yeah,
no, he's
I
not.
did
He's
not
not
see
on the
that. There
he's
was
not on the
no-
council.
there was
No,
no
Not the
mention.
council.
no,
There was no mention.
Nightcrawler was
There was
on
no
the
mention of
council.
it.
He's-
There was
So,
no
wait,
mention.
so these two you just mentioned are the
Yes.
ruling council. Or the...
It's like saying Idi Amin,
Yeah,
Pol Pot,
exactly.
Hitler,
Okay,
Genghis
kind
Khan,
No,
and
Yeah.
Attila the Hun.
no. They are not that bad.
kind of.
No, they are not. But no, they are not. They are not. But yes. So
I won't get political here, but it's like saying Trump,
I
saying
thought about Johnson, Boris Johnson,
Johnson, and you put them on council to
No,
Jagaban.
no, yeah, it's even worse because at least 4 people you mentioned are known criminals, officially known criminals.
yes.
But all
No,
the people I just
no.
mentioned too are not criminals.
Okay.
No, Trump is, but well, I think is he legally criminal?
No, he's in court right now. No, not yet.
So yeah, so even when he was appointed, he was not legally a criminal.
No,
These
no.
guys are legally criminals.
Anyway, so they invite Magneto to join the ruling council.
Of course, why not?
And as a stipulation, so Magneto says, "Look, I'm a known terrorist. As a stipulation, I have to have this." Not that he has to have an X-Man join him, and he proposes that Rogue joins him on the council as well to kind of keep him sane or centered.
Another ex-criminal. Okay, that's
No,
fine.
but didn't you want Rogue to be his wife?
Yes.
Yes, as to join,
yeah,
marry him as well. But
Marry him,
the
yes.
stipulation was for
So
him
add
to
that so
also-
that Aqua can hear. Yeah.
Yeah. So the thing is, he and Rogue have a romantic relationship. In the past, had a past romantic relationship, which I think we talked about before. And now Rogue is kind of.
Sorry. I apologize for this. I'm sorry.
No. Ask.
Magneto, right?
Yes.
Led
Yeah.
the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, right?
Yes.
Brotherhood of Mutants.
Of evil mutants.
Of
Mutants.
mutant.
Of evil mutants. Of
Mutants.
Mutant.
which
Mutants.
let me
Mutants who
finish.
did evil occasionally.
Of which, if I remember correctly,
Yes.
Rogue was a member
Yes.
Yes.
when she was a kid and like a baby.
And
a
that's-
teenager.
No, this one wasn't baby. This one wasn't baby.
No, she was a kid though.
Sure,
No.
she
This
was
one.
a
They haven't retconned.
But she said she said it there that her mom
was a kid.
handed that over.
Yes.
She was a kid.
So
As a
Magneto made
child?
this girl. Yes.
Yes.
Well,
When
she,
she met Magneto
she-
at first,
no,
she was a
even in
kid.
this episode 5, even
I'm
in
sorry.
episode
One
5,
second,
right?
1 second.
Yeah.
Wait. So was she minor when she met Magneto?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
In
Not
this
in the comic
episode-
books that well, keep quiet. You don't know what you're talking about.
In this episode, she was
No.
a minor.
Sorry, but
Okay,
this is kind of from the
Alright.
old show, isn't it?
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so she was a minor in that one when she met Magneto.
Yes.
Okay. I don't remember her. No. Okay.
No, I thought to talk about all the
So,
coding citizens.
Yeah. So Magneto waited until she
Okay.
was 18 and then he smashed.
Hey,
What's
what's that
I'm
What's
not
that
sure
word?
I did,
What's that
but
word
let's
called?
continue.
Grooming?
Grooming.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Please carry on.
Let's continue.
You know what? That's fair. Yeah. So so Rogue then confesses. Now all this while,
Okay.
this has been happening. Even when Magneto came back to the X-Men, they have been doing some of that G stuff. She now confesses to Gambit that look, me and this guy, we've been kind of cutting show, everything. Gambit is like, man, I can't be a part of that. Just carry your wala and go. That I'm just going to clear the path. From now on, me and you are friends. He literally says that now on there's no more romantic thing. So to Mon Ami. So
Mon
they
Ami.
now have there's now a gala, for lack of a better word. There's now a ball to celebrate the inauguration of Genosha as a mutant nation, and the council has been selected, blah 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 blah. And then they get attacked by a sentinel.
You have to cut to. We first have to cut to. What's her name?
Oh,
Jean
don't
Grey
forget
and this
Gina
thing.
from
Scott and
Sniper.
Scott
Oh,
and
God.
yeah.
Okay, so Scott and Gina having now, please guys help me here because this is to be the part I at least remember. They are having some friction because obviously
No,
Scott-
you missed
no,
it.
no.
You missed the
Jin is
beginning. Jin and Wolverine.
Jin is mining her memories.
Yes,
So Jin is mining her memories to see which one is hers or which one is what's her other
Madeline Pryor.
Madeline Pryor.
Mm.
Then Wolverine shows up and she goes ahead and talks about everything she remembers, but she doesn't mention Wolverine. Wolverine is feeling
That's
some.
the part you remember.
No, she didn't. She doesn't mention him. Yeah, she
Continue.
intentionally doesn't mention him. Says she doesn't know what memories are hers, what's up, Madeline's, or blah blah blah. Then she turns around and kisses Wolverine.
No, that's after Wolverine gives us some lines. Oh.
No,
Wolverine dropped some lines.
I think I read it as she remembered, and when she was talking about all those things, she intentionally didn't call his name.
No, Wolverine gave some really good lines there. Like I was like, this
No,
guy is picking up his Nova Boy skills. When he was talking about how
I think she remembered.
no, like there was a part where Wolverine was talking about how how did he put it again that
She remembered.
you are the only one for me in all my
Yeah,
senses.
the only red.
You
Something.
are the only red. Yes, like focus on
She remembered.
because
But, sorry, Red, you said she remembered. Remembered what?
there's no change in her memories.
That Wolverine liked her in the past.
No, Wolverine has always been saying he like that.
Yeah, but also, I thought you said
Even in this show, he
I
has been
thought
saying
you said
it.
she remembered.
Because when the show started, we started with Madeline Pryor as Jane. We don't know when Sinister captured her. We don't know what she remembers. We don't know how long ago that was.
No, but it's the same memory.
Well, Jane is trying to say there's some parts that not
my question is, her memories do not involve any relationship with Wolverine, do they?
Yeah, there's nothing like that.
No. Okay.
So,
no, but they've always had that unrequited love.
The spark.
So basically, the way I read it, Wolverine dropped some bars.
Yeah.
Jane felt it and she kissed him. Then Wolverine decided to form good guy and say, "No, we cannot do this.
Yeah,
go and meet Scott."
Yeah, that was how I read it. Yeah,
what kind of woman is this guy?
Like it's simping is on another level. Like what level of simping?
So in this episode, there's two simps now.
No, it has not finished yet.
No, pretty much, yeah.
There's Simp Gambit, Simp Wolverine.
Gambit is not even
Gambit
really
is simp. Gambit is not simp. Gambit was like this girl
Gambit
said,
free that go and sort yourself out.
But you know Pinham?
He was crying.
The way that happened.
He was crying.
There's nobody that doesn't get paid. Forget it.
Just continue story. He was crying. Continue story. That part, I've told you I'll keep them straight. Just continue the story.
The way Gambit story played off, it was like, see, I know we can't touch, but love you. I love you. The girl was like, I need to go and touch. I need to touch somebody. I'm very horny right now. I need to touch somebody that can touch me. And I was like, okay, go ahead. And I'm not there again. That's the end. And that's what happened.
Basically, this episode, the X-Men women are scum.
Rogue pretty much says she wants a love she can feel. That he's showing her love.
Wait, so are you telling me that all along?
Yes.
Gabby had a micro penis?
No.
But she said something she can feel. So
they can't touch now.
So continue. Okay. But continue your narration.
Guys, we'll never move on. Wait.
I'm just checking. What I can feel. You might say
it's a very valid question.
Yes. No, because Rogue can touch Magneto because of his powers. Apparently, they give some bullshit explanation as to why.
No, it's always been that way.
Yeah. Why Rogue? Whether it's always that way, that's always been bullshit. Why Rogue can touch Magneto because of his electromagnetic chemical, and now that's his birthday. That's one. But back to Scott and Jean. So after she finished kissing Wolverine, she finds out that Scott is talking with Madeline in his mind.
Okay, so sorry. So Scott and Jean have this mind thing that they're always gisting in their minds. They have this mind scheme. So apparently he and Madeline have one as well.
Okay.
So he has been texting Madeline in the mindscape behind Jean's back. Like just how you did, what's up now? What you wearing?
Did Jean Grey have his password?
Jean, yeah, exactly. Yes.
They broke into it.
Oh, damn.
She opened his phone while he was asleep. Yes.
Right.
And so he now started to shalaye that nothing did now. She's just a friend. She's the mother of my child. And Jean obviously is pissed. I'm still trying to sort out who I am. You are now. This is Jean after she kissed Wolverine A few
And then
minutes
Scott gave her basketballs too.
If,
and
if I
then
say
Scott gave
if I say what's going to be on my mind, I'll get cancelled. But carry
No,
on.
there's some
Yeah.
serious basketballs there that in that exchange though. When Jill was complaining,
Yeah.
Scott to give her that, are you sure you actually love me and it's not just my memory, blah 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 that you're in love with? Like, and they made some valid points. The woman you are vexing for is the mother of his child.
Yeah.
It's the woman she has been living with. He has been living with you.
I'm sure.
But the ex
It's
I-
even
I-
you. The woman is you. The woman is you. Let's be honest. Because even Madeline, you know, she was a clone.
I'm struggling to give Cyclops any credit here, but carry
Okay.
on. Carry on.
Okay. So that happens.
Okay.
and then
Let's
she
go.
fainted.
And then,
That's when she fainted.
you know what
What?
happened?
She
Mid
still faints?
convo,
Yeah.
she has this massive faint, and I'm like, did somebody shoot this chick? But no, she's having visions of something
It's
that's
it's
something
like
that's about to happen.
it's like a spike, yeah. Like
Yeah, like feedback
Yeah.
basically.
Okay.
So she and Madeline experience it at the same
Right.
time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Madeline
Then
goes
Cable
out.
comes. Yeah.
So Madeline goes
Cable.
out into the to the balcony, and then Cable appears and he's like, somebody's coming from the future. Somebody's he's from the future. So
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
what was
Yeah.
irritating was he didn't say what was going to happen before he
Okay.
now gets yanked back to the future.
Oh, it
You
goes,
know,
I'm
on
sorry,
the slide.
mom. I'm too
Yeah,
late.
but
You know, that's
yeah,
that flash kind of
but Madeline clocks that that's her son. That's Nathan Summers that she sent into the
Yeah,
future
so you
a few
made it.
episodes ago. And then Generation basically gets attacked by this massive Uber
Master Mode.
tri-sentinel
Okay.
that's just absolutely decimates the population of Genosha, including kills some of the X-Men.
Did they go there? The 3 million
They,
dead.
they went there.
Yes.
We don't know
yes.
if it's 3
We,
million dead,
we,
but
we,
they
we don't know
went
the
there.
count.
Right. Okay.
We
But
don't know the
they went
count.
there. But they went
But
there.
Yeah, it was
Biggest
bloody.
was dying.
Like left,
Yeah.
right, and center.
Le- like-
Lyra is
like-
dead.
So mutants were dying anyhow.
Mutants were
It's
hard,
dying
not to laugh.
anyhow.
I
Completely.
a lot.
want to watch this one.
No, a lot.
I know that was
a
why you
lot.
should watch it.
Like
But like,
Magneto
it's
got into
bloody.
a fight with the Sentinel, the Wild
Right.
Sentinel.
Yeah.
The Wild Sentinel shoots Magneto. Magneto has his shield on.
Yeah.
Mag hits a statue of Charles Xavier. The statue of Charles Xavier falls on mutants and kills them. Like it is that kind of people just didn't die anyhow.
Okay. I'll watch this one.
What did I say?
Okay, watch this one.
Wants to see
Banshee dies. Marrow dies.
A
and
lot
then-
of mutants
yeah,
dies.
a lot
I
of
think
mutants
if
died.
Callisto dies, I think Moira dies, if I remember correctly.
She was lying down, but I don't know if she was dead. She
I
Okay.
don't think
Then
was lying down,
Okay.
but I don't know if she was dead.
Okay, so I can see why there's a lot of noise about this then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see why there's a lot of
Which-
noise about this. Okay.
And then
That's
Magneto
the-
dies.
Magneto
think he's
dies.
dead.
Okay.
I think he's dead.
Yeah.
We think Gambit dies. In fact, Gambit dies.
No, Gambit dies actually.
Gambit dies. There's
Oh,
no
okay.
doubt about
Yeah.
it.
Oh, this
That's
sounds like a
like
very,
a shout, yeah.
this sounds like a very good episode actually.
Sure.
It's good. So if we do a bit of a today, what were the things that stood out for you for this episode? I just wanted to do a quick synopsis, which turned out to be not so quick.
Yeah.
Well,
So
what are the
quickly,
things
what
that-
stood out for me, like getting to Genosha, the cameos for all the mutants we saw. So
Yeah.
like as they landed in Genosha, they showed
Yeah.
mutants doing their thing here and
Yeah.
there. You see Exodus being a street
You see
performer.
Exodus,
for
yeah,
goodness sake.
Exodus was dancing. We see Club,
Dazzler, we see
Pygmy, we see Nightcrawler, we see
Oh, okay.
Marrow, Archangel.
So there's like spot the mutant in the background.
It was almost like a sports mutant thing.
Okay.
Yeah, there were
Yeah.
so many mutants there.
Yeah.
Leech,
Then
um, Frenzy, like
Leech?
there's so many mutants. Yeah, Leech.
Yeah.
Oh,
Leech,
that's a shot from the part.
yeah,
Jesus
Leech was
Christ.
there.
Okay.
So there are a lot
This-
of mutants there.
Yeah.
Then there's also we like call it mini Hellfire Gala.
Yeah,
comparing
let's
what
just
happened-
call it. Yeah. It's a smaller.
Okay.
It was
Yeah,
like
like the announcement of Magneto
Oh.
as the
Yeah.
chancellor, and there's an exchange that Magneto has with Valerie Cooper,
yes,
where
yes.
they go, when they complain that how can you make a terrorist your chancellor to them, and then it gives back, but you
But
guys
you
don't
make-
have to. How did it go? How
No,
did
he
it
says
say
something like, "But you people, but you UN, you have no problem
when your leaders
we
are
recognize.
are,
Yeah, when the leaders become terrorists.
So
So it's
question.
basic- yeah. Oh.
Go ahead, finish out. My question is just
Okay,
some
yeah.
random one, but finish what you're saying.
It,
Okay,
no,
so
it was a
there's-
good line. They go on.
So one thing I will give this episode that, regardless of how I feel about the show, is that some of the dialogue choices were very strong. The
Okay.
exchanges were on point. That Scott Jane dialogue exchange was like,
Scott
yes,
with
this is
Trish Tilby.
how.
Scott's conversation with during the interview. So you know Trish Tilby,
Oh
his
yes, yes.
ex-girlfriend. Yeah.
Beast,
Yeah.
the reporter
Yes.
slash ex-girlfriend. Yeah, yes.
So she goes to the mansion and she's doing like an interview, like a documentary or something like that on the X-Men or exclusive. So she's interviewing different X-Men. So at some point she interviews Beast, and then at some point she interviews Scott. And Scott is obviously having almost an existential crisis at this point
Yeah.
because he sent his child to the future. His wife has been bounced from the house and is living in Genosha now. He's basically living with the love of his life, who he doesn't really recognize, and he's having issues, and he's cheating on so lots of things. So the guy has just been in a funny headspace. So Trish is asking him some questions, and he just kind of goes off. And he's like, "Thank God we're not like you humans." Like it's like a real diatribe, and he goes on and he's like, "That's why we sacrifice our lives every time." Blah 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 blah, and then just vexes and gets up and leaves. Like it's
okay, so it's good.
Quite.
So we see a glimpse of the true setups. Okay.
Yeah. We see a bit of the mutant messiah. No, I'll be honest. He goes hard. Like
It goes hard,
basically
and like
fuck
they
no.
all have valid points about this. Like the way they
Yeah.
were talking about, it's like it makes sense coming from their perspective. Like
Agreed,
it's like
agreed.
really, it's not Saturday morning cartoon dialogue that we've been
anymore.
getting before. Like it's
Okay.
hard.
Yeah.
So there's that aspect. There's Magneto. There's even we talked about Gambit and Rogue exchange.
Yes.
We've talked
There's
about
there's the Gambit and Rogue exchange. There's a particular line where Gambit says, "It's not skin that what I have for you, what I feel for you, is more than skin deep." So that's where they're having the conversation about not being able to touch, and she can't express her love because she can't touch him. And he's like,
yeah, I mean,
what
it's a valid point, and obviously
on both sides.
Kunji is catching her.
I mean,
it's serious country because by the time the scene between her and Magneto at the
they have a dance. They have a dance at the
that dance is not.
They were basically fucking. Like he turns
Like,
around. It's very, very intimate. If you see your babe dancing with somebody like this, oh my God, I don't care if he's a master of magnetism. You are going to find that guy. So I thought I was like Rogue.
You throw a plastic cup at him.
As in, I was like shooting with rubber bullets. Like Gambit just had to get up and leave there because it was like, nah, it was too much.
Because it was like the beginning, they start playing the music, Rogue comes out, she starts flying, Magneto flies to join her, and they are doing all of that mid-air in front of everybody.
In front of everybody in the ball.
And then she looks at, there's one scene where she looks at Gambit and then she starts kissing the guy, and I'm like,
she kissed Magneto in the air while in the air. It's too strong.
Shut up, Aubrey. Shut up, Aubrey.
Did you ever know any of those Yoruba movies? I'll be like, ha, Obiri.
Yo, what's it? And then that still comes to play out later in the episode because of the clothes she was wearing. For the first time, she's wearing completely revealing clothes because she feels like she can actually. She's wearing a dress, basically.
Can I ask one question? This is more a technical point of the show.
Yeah.
Is Rogue? Is she Arsenal?
Technical point of the
but
show.
But in a tasteful way.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
but
not
in a tasteful way. Yeah.
Okay.
It's not stick, but it's very, very tasteful and what you would expect of like a more realistic, in air quotes, take of like a woman in her early 20s.
Okay, fair enough.
So there's that. But what I was talking about the dress, because she was wearing that dress, when the attack comes, there was a point where she wanted to touch somebody, but to help, but she really couldn't. And like you can see the
it was subtle, but it was very well done yesterday. So.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna watch this. I will watch this.
We've been telling you to watch this episode. There's a reason why everybody is raving about the episode. It's a good one.
Yeah. And there's something that today. One thing I also noticed is that Red, is there something that you wanted to pull up on this episode?
No, I wanted to ask. So the reports, the liaison, the UN liaison, what's her name?
Valerie Cooper.
Is that Mystique or she's just there's now?
It could be Mystique.
It could be Mystique, right?
It could be Mystique.
Yeah.
I've heard this theory as well.
I've not heard the theory, but there's a way they
be.
focus on her and stuff.
On her.
I think,
Yeah. People have mentioned this, that it could be Mystique. And they mentioned a few times that her eye colors change or something. But
I didn't notice
which
that.
which before I won't see anything in it, but I have now come to revise my earlier assessment that there are some subtleties in this show that I have missed. There is a bit where in episode 4, because I didn't watch episode 4 last week, so I watched episode 4 and 5 together, and I saw that Bastion was in episode 4. It was in a picture that Forge had in episode 4. So he was the one who commissioned Forge to build the power draining tech, the one that shots Storm. And in this episode too, there's a bit that Magneto, because I watched this again tonight, where Magneto goes into the ball for the first time and looks up and he notices someone in gray hair, and the person passes in front of the screen. So I'm wondering if that's Bastion as well, because I'm seeing some elements of perhaps Operation Zero Tolerance might be on the cards for this season, maybe, because there's something episodes 7, 8, and 9, I think, or the last 3 episodes are called something tolerance. So I'm wondering if Operation Zero Tolerance, which happened in the 90s, is going to play back into this one. But yeah, there are some subtleties that I've started to notice. At the Magneto dies saving the Morlocks. No, before I
Tolerance is extinction. That's
Tolerance is extinction. Sorry, that's yeah. Thank you. It's probably a mix of E is for extinction and Operation Zero Tolerance together. So now, if you guys remember that in the comic books, Gambit is the one that betrays the Morlocks in the sewers, when Sinister then sends his marauders to kill the Morlocks. I don't know if you
I don't
remember the Morlock massacre.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course.
Okay.
X Factor. That's X Factor books.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And they died, and it's because Gambit sold the plans and the location of the Morlocks to Mr. Sinister.
Okay.
Right. Now, in this one, conversely, there's a point in which the Morlocks are stranded in the bay, and this wild sentinel is just it's the most devastating sentinel that we've ever seen, and it's destroying everything, and it's heading to the bay. And then what's his name? Magneto starts giving orders to Rogue and Gambit, who are the only X-Men there with him. He says, okay, I will distract the Sentinel. You guys, Rogue, clear a path for Gambit. Gambit, go help the Morlocks. And it just felt like the opposite of the comic books, where he's the one who betrays them. But in this one, he actually goes to save them. Yeah. And while they're there, Magneto comes and then he surrounds them with a shield. And basically, before he dies, Leech is with him. And, Leech looks at Magneto as a prophet, basically, as he will always protect us. He will always, he will do whatever he has. He will save us. And this part is so good. He says in German, he says, have no fear, basically. He says it in German. He says, hab kein Angst or something. And I was like, there are little things in this show that they've started to add. I'm like, okay. I think I'll
the writing is upwards.
Yeah. It is starting to really shine through. A little thing as well that I noticed while watching is the opening credit scenes or sequence for each episode is different.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they add little bits or take out little bits. So episode 1 and 2 had Storm. After Storm was depowered, she's not on the roster anymore.
Right, got you.
Episode 1, 2, 3 had Bishop. But Bishop has now gone back into the future. He's no longer on the roster.
Right, okay.
Oh, don't forget Jean and Madeline.
Jean and Madeline. In episode 1 and 2, it has Madeline Pryor, and you can tell by the hair. So Madeline Pryor's hair is long down.
Yeah.
But episodes 3, 4, 5 has Jean in the ponytail.
Okay.
It's the same thing, but one is wearing a ponytail and then one is wearing, and it's
that's quite subtle. Okay, fine.
Very subtle. And now, because when Magneto joined the team, he was in the opening credits as well.
Got you. Okay.
Now that he's dead, I bet you the next episode here and Gambit are not going to be.
Yeah.
I was like, this is little stuff. I'm like, oh wow, I've been missing this since, and I was like, okay. But yeah, it's taking a massive leap. The whole action sequence with Gambit taking out the Wild Sentinel is brilliant. I Red, please, you come and keep us honest here. Are we over gushing about this episode?
Yes, you are.
Okay, fantastic. I actually definitely want a different opinion.
Okay, so it was a good episode.
Yeah.
But before I got to it, the expectations are so high. Like, oh no, they went there, this, that, that. Like, Gambit did not pull any super moves apart from charge
You're wrong, Red.
the pipe that
Red,
impaled him.
that's not true.
What did he do? He went on the
He
bike
in
and
this wait, in this episode,
yeah.
Gambit charged his normal cards, normal.
Yes.
He charged
Yeah.
the bike.
He charged the bike, yes.
He charged his cravat. Because you know
Yes.
this tuxedo.
Yeah.
He charged it at some point and used
Yes.
it to hit the sentinel and he exploded.
Yes.
He charged
Even
he
use the
charged the
card.
sentinel itself.
Even use the card to behead Sentinel.
Yes, he
Sentinels,
charged the
yeah.
sentinel
Yeah.
itself.
Dakpo, can you hear this?
This was
let's-
if
No,
okay.
this was a like the same way episode 2 was a swan song to Storm, where Storm went all
No,
out.
you can't
This
even tell me
episode
that
4 for
Gambit.
Gambit like that.
You
Gambit did
saw
a
his
lot.
agility, you saw his speed, you saw him use his
And the way he
strategy
took out, he
different
used his
ways.
bike to take out Rogue.
Nah,
When Rogue wanted to kill herself with
Over.
the Sentinel.
Thank
we are-
you.
Exactly.
What?
He used the Sentinel to
When
like
he used
when
his bike
Rogue
to
wanted to kill
throw out
herself.
of the way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
that was a
can't-
good move now.
No.
And then the way he sacrificed himself at the end of the episode, it was like,
That's the only reason people are shouting now. Because he
yeah,
did-
because it's good now.
he didn't do anything.
He
didn't
did
do
a lot
anything.
of moves. He did a lot of moves, Red. He did a lot of moves.
Next thing you say, Magneto did not do anything. When Magneto was fighting with the train and all of that.
Okay,
Nah.
Red, please continue.
Continue.
I don't agree with that one, but continue.
Yeah. So the Dakpo, it's overhyped. Gambit went on a bike, charged the bike, tried to hit
Rogue.
no. He
Hit
used the
Rogue
bike
out
to
the way.
hit Rogue out of the way, essentially sacrificing himself. The Sentinel saw him, then impaled him. Right?
Okay.
And what does he do? He charges the line
Charges the thing that is stabbing him.
that is stabbing
Yeah,
him,
in the side.
and says the name is Remy. Remember it, and he
So
blows up.
it charges the
destroys
thing that is stabbing him and
Yeah.
uses that way to charge the entire Sentinel.
No, because
So
it
this
was
is basically the
because
largest-
it was a
because-
sentinel. It was a sentinel that impaled
Yes.
him. Now, so it was
Yes,
connected
so this
to
is
the sentinel,
basically the largest thing we've seen Remy charge before.
It's huge. It's bigger than
and
a
he
building.
died.
Yeah,
And he
It's
died.
bigger.
it was a good.
It's not
like
that he
how-
died. He sacrificed himself.
Sacrificed
There's a difference between
himself.
somebody died and somebody sacrificed himself. Okay, sorry, go on, Red.
That's it. It's just,
Okay, so you think that? So you think it's overhyped?
I think it's overhyped. Yes.
I respect.
Okay,
that.
Remy is overhyped. The other
No, I
part of the
think-
episode.
Have you guys scored it yet?
Not yes.
Oh, okay. I want to hear it score.
Even the conversation. I think there was a lot of talk. The whole interview sequence. I didn't think that was necessary. Jane and Scott's conversation. I like that. Magneto trying to backhand roundabout marry Rogue.
That was funny.
No, I mean, so it was a so-so episode, but so I was in Naija when that happened, and I just was like, oh no, X-Men, they did this. I'm like, okay, what happened here? Let me just wait and see. So I came in with this high expectations, and it's just Gambit supercharging cards and beheading Sentinels. Please.
I can't see. I hate, but the way Red has reduced an episode.
I learned from you.
Wow.
All right, you guys just score it.
Okay, let's score it.
Let's go. Let Red go first, please.
No.
No, you can't. You want
Today,
I'm-
I
so I'm
want
gonna
you
be-
and Kex to go first.
I'm going to be fair in my scoring. Don't worry. I'm not going to undercut you. I'm going to be fair in my scoring.
I know I want to undercut you. That's why I'm saying.
No,
Shut up.
Also
You-
overcut
you
you.
all score first.
Go.
You go first.
I'll give it a 4.5. This is the best episode of the show so far.
Okay.
Yeah, I will give this a 4.7. This is the best episode. This is the what hurts this episode is the same thing I've had the issue with, which is
The
art.
animation.
The art anime. And I noticed now that it's actually better than the 90s one. It has a little bit of what if animation in it or art style, but it's still quite lacking in my eyes. But you can still tell a good story with poor
4.7.
art. People do it.
4.7.
People have been doing it for years. I will give it a 4.7 because there are also subtleties that I watched it again tonight. I've not watched Invincible and Invincible episode twice. But tonight I was like, okay, I want to talk
You
about
watched
this.
the Atom Eve multiple times now, didn't you?
Yeah, that was good. Yeah, but that's a
Yeah.
standalone almost movie.
Yeah.
This one I wanted to catch some things because because there were so many mutants, I wanted to be like, okay, what was this person? What was this person? Oh, that's that guy. That's that guy. I picked so much from this. Yeah, this is for me. It's 4.6. The best episode of this
4.6.
show.
No, so you dropped it from 4.7.
Oh, was it 4.7? I gave it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see that?
4.6 because the art style is worse than a 0.3, so
Yeah.
4.6. And the I can't remember what I was going to say now, but yeah, that's it for me.
Red?
Yeah.
Red.
I'll give it a 3.5. It was a good episode. That way you can watch it, but not. Don't
Okay.
get yourself overstocked up.
Right. I know.
Okay, when are you going to watch it?
Possibly tonight. If not,
Because I do want your
tomorrow.
feedback. We do want your feedback. on this.
Exactly want to hear
It's very important. And your feedback should be honest. So if you don't think it's good, tell us you don't think it's good. If you think it's good, be like, okay. This one is good. All right, cool.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
All right, so let's move on to comic books, right? Today, do you want to take this one?
Yeah, so last week we talked about reviewing some Nigerian comic books that we are going to read. And those two books were Akogun the Brutalizer. We've spoken with the authors of this book previously on the podcast. You should know them by now. That's Dotun and Murewa. So yes, they're coming up with their new standalone. I think it's a massive graphic novel, but in 3 parts. And you can see the art. It looks beautiful. If you go online, you hear people raving about the cover art because of the quality.
So who's raving about it? Sorry.
Yeah, I stumbled on some TikTok online, and someone just one guy holding up the cover art and was like, "Wow, you guys should check out this book. Look at the artwork here." And I'm like, "Okay, wow, I didn't expect to see this kind of response to it." But yeah, there's that. And we also wanted to talk about like the winner of the best Nigerian comic book at the Ibadan Comic Con, because we're looking for Nigerian books to review. It's a one shot called Grimm's Assistant. Do you guys want to go first with Akogun or which one?
Yeah, anyone. I'm okay to go.
Okay,
let's go Akogun first.
Let's go with Akogun first then.
Okay.
Guys, what did you think of Akogun?
I haven't read it.
Oh, you haven't read it?
Oh,
Okay.
I
have. Go on, Red. You want to go first?
I could go first.
Yeah.
I loved it. I like the art. I like the art. I like the story. I like the intro, the way it started. I wasn't sure whether we're going with the monsters and like who are the monsters and who is Akogun. Then chapter 1, chapter 2, then how this is where our story starts. The art, it's quite detailed. It's quite detailed. And the attention to detail in the artwork, the conversation, even though a lot of it was soliloquy, he was talking to himself, there was still quality about it. The way, the pacing, and I'm not sure if I should be doing this. I read that coming off of the other book you referred, or you just mentioned,
Grimm.
To the Grimm's Apprentice, and for me, I think it even made it that much more better, right? Because I'm coming from this, then you guys said read Akogun, I wasn't sure what to expect. I liked it. I liked the story. I already checked that the next issue is coming out in June. I can't wait to read it. I do have some questions, but I'll let you guys go around. Even when the gods were talking, when Ogun and was it Obatala who was a drunk, right? We're talking when he showed up, and he had this merge with his ride. It was his horse or that? That was
I like that sequence.
That was
he called it like armor to himself.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, so then they now wrote merge. I think even without writing that merge, I could tell what was happening. So that's how good the art was. So you could tell a lot. Even some of the things they kind of like further describe, that they really need to. The artwork could tell you that much. So I'll let you guys go. Then we'll go into details. But I did like it. Yeah.
Okay, Dapper, what do you think about the book?
Right. I'm actually going to start by saying I had one issue with the book, and I had one issue with the whole book. I'll talk about that. I'm going to talk about that later. But overall, I absolutely love this book. I've read it 3 times already between last week and this week. It's funny now because coming off some of the few books I read of the before they did the Iron book, I've now gotten used to kind of the art style a lot more. I now enjoy the whole sound effects being actual words and actual actions. It's like I'm now into it. Like stab, merge. I like it. I like the art. I love the story. Sorry, go on. You read. You were
Can
going
I
to
say
say
one
something?
thing?
Yeah, go on. Yep.
They know how to draw black women.
Of course now. Yeah, of course now.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm referring to.
Yeah, standard. I love this take
Yeah.
on the Yoruba mythology because the story actually merges a few different popular stories I've heard about how Batala came about.
Yeah.
The whole monster thing is part of myth, but in the myths I heard is because he was drunk, he created a lot of disabled people, which people call like defective people,
Yes.
which are in a way here as monsters. And then there's a scene where he's now disabled, and now he says, "I'm now the god of the cliff." So it borrows a lot from actual mythology, blends it together, and so you can't say it doesn't follow before. It does, but it's also like a fresh take on it. So I really enjoyed it. I won't lie. I've still got one issue with it, and I'll come to that later. But overall, I enjoyed this book. I mean, the fact that I read it 3 times shows you that how I read it. Then I went back to refresh my memory of some of the myths I had before because I had some. So I know that's not why I remember it happened. And then when I reread, what you've done is you took it so I kind of enjoyed it. Yeah. Without going to details, I think this is a good book. Now it's the first issue,
Yeah.
and by going by the title, which is Akogun, the God Brutalizer, I kind of got an idea where it's going. But in the first issue, I don't think you get that. The first issue is more about Akogun seems to be more of a monster hunter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I'm guessing that he at some point is going to go and face gods
The gods.
at some point. One question, and this is your bad question. I've always had this debate about the meaning of the word Akogun. Now, some people say it's the first battle.
Or
But,
someone who
but I've known
believes.
somebody say that it's somebody who avoids battle.
Yes, who
So
rejects.
I'm never sure what is the true meaning of Akogun. Or could it be both?
That's
Because
a
Akoko Dogun and then
No,
Edon Kogun. So
it's the latter.
it is. But isn't that a bit ironic?
that
So
what
That if you're a warrior, but you're called Akogun, as in I reject battle.
I reject battle.
no, but he rejects it from a position of strength, not because he's a coward.
Right.
So
Okay.
it's still like
No,
Okay.
I'm trying to think. No, yeah, because
I'll
what
get
you are right about it being
I'll get you the guy that one guy explained it somewhere. I'll find it.
because it's also, if I remember correctly, I think it was also the title
Oh, sorry.
of
I've seen somebody. Sorry, I just did a quick Google,
okay.
and I think this one makes a lot more sense. In a way, it kind of merges the 2 million I was saying, but now put it in a better sense. It said it's the person who repels war. So when war comes to him, he's the one who repels it
Akko,
backwards. Or
yes,
Kogun, by
yeah,
facing
there
it and
you
defeating it, I guess. So the
Oh,
warrior brave
and
one.
that makes
Yes,
sense for the title that we are reading because the villain of the title is Ogun.
Oh,
That's who fights. That's who fights.
duh.
That's who fights.
Yes,
That's who fights
Abatala.
Obatala.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
he is created as Akogun. He's what that's
Yes.
supposed to repel and defeat
mhm.
Obatala. So yes, that's like I think this
Mm,
book is for me. It's an improvement on their previous works. And one
okay.
thing I've liked about these guys is that from their collectible books to the work with Iron Man
Yep.
to this one now,
Yep.
you see improvements in their
Yeah,
storytelling
yeah, yeah, yeah.
abilities. Like and even in their artwork, I think this artwork is a touch above what we've gotten before previously from them.
Yeah.
Even
It's
from the I am Iron Man, it's a
yes,
lot better.
exactly.
Yeah,
It's a lot
yeah.
better than that.
Yes, and I think a lot of times when I read Nigerian comics about Nigerian myths by Nigerians, it feels very. I don't want to say this word. If no, okay, I'll use this word. It always seems very local. I don't know how to say this, but they present this book almost the way any mythology written by any other country in the world would come across. Like if this was like, I did not feel that this is very very
Even
Nigerian
Oh,
local.
even the artwork,
Yeah.
it could have been Esau and Jacob, or it could have been
Yeah,
Cain and
so
Abel, for all you care.
yeah.
yeah,
So what's happening here is that when we read Nigerian books about
Yeah.
Nigerian mythology,
yeah.
they stick to the stories directly the way it is.
Right. Okay. Right.
Like,
Right. Okay.
They just take,
Right.
okay, this is Shonku, this is this person, this is the story,
Yeah.
and this is exactly how the story is. So they just
Mm.
copy and paste the story and they
Yeah.
tell the story what they're doing. But this one, they are taking the stories and they are twisting it into new ways.
Yes.
Like they're being
yes.
extremely creative
Yes.
with the myth, and it's coming up in exciting new ways. Like
Yeah.
this is Obatala. Yes, we know it's like you mentioned earlier, god of
Mm.
cripples, but
Yeah.
also the god of monsters in this way, the way
Yes.
they frame it. So it's like they're taking ideas from there and they're making it fit modern audiences.
Yes.
So
Yes.
it's not longer something you read and watch and you move on, but it's
Yeah.
like it's done in a way that's okay. Conan the Barbarian. Like when someone mentioned that it's Conan the Barbarian in mythic form, I'm like,
Yeah.
yes, I can get that comparison straight up
Yeah.
because it feels the story from beginning to end feels properly mythic on that
Yeah.
level. So yeah,
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I guess another example that comes to mind is because I was into Norse mythology as young, but I used to read. There's a lot of Norse mythology written in Norway that when you read it, it's hard to get into because it's very local, very to them. But then you get people like Neil Gaiman who kind of simplify it a bit more, make it. He keeps the essence of the stories, but it presents it in a way that's a lot more palatable to, I guess, an international audience, and you can absorb it without. Yeah, I enjoyed this book a lot. I had one issue though, and I'll come to that in a minute. But carry on.
Yeah, another way to put it is that it's telling this myth with modern sensibilities.
Yes.
So it's not repeating the story exactly as it was. It's retelling it from modern sensibilities, and that's how we have characters like Thor nowadays.
Yes.
That's how we have the new
Yes. And it's done in a way that's not disrespectful to stories either.
It's not. Anybody that's a fan of the story
Yes.
that knows the mythology and
Yes.
sees this will say, oh wow, there are lots of Easter eggs here for
Yes.
fans
Exactly.
of Yoruba myths. And if you're not a
Yes.
fan of Yoruba myths, this is the kind of thing that'll make you okay, let me go and research where it's coming from to understand. Yeah.
And I like the fact that at the moment they kept it to, well, in issue 1, it's kept to Obatala and Ogun. So we're not over
saturated.
Oh, no, I would also ask you guys if the story that comes after his birth, that's like chapter 3. What you guys thought of that part?
Right. I think this is where I had the issue.
Okay.
So it is the 5 year, 10 year, 25 years.
Yes. That part.
Right. This all I had was it took me 2 reads
to get it,
to know who's narrating.
So who was narrating? Wasn't it his dad?
It was his dad, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I got that.
But it took a couple of reads because that narration started on a page where his dad was not there.
No, but his dad had called him as a kid. I told him that he went to get a fruit.
No. Yeah, sorry.
Okay. Which part?
The page before they showed it, that the very first page, there's one page where it's just
where it was just people talking.
Yeah. The narration started from there.
So I thought maybe something was up with the scans. I get what you're saying because I like did they scan one thing
exactly
back?
It threw me off.
You're right. Yeah, it threw me off. Yeah, right. Yeah.
Who's talking here? But no one saw it. No, it can't be Akogun talking. It's gonna be his dad. What? But on the second read, I didn't realize that. No, okay, they just started early with the narration. But once you accept it's his dad, and then and because weirdly because at some stage his dad and him both had a beard at one point, and it looked,
Yeah.
So I had to use other visual clues to kind of work out. No, that's his dad, because his mom is the one with the grey or whitish hair, and then they showed him youngish, growing a bit, but not quite a full beard. So in it, I got there. I now found, but what I'm saying is, my first read, that bit confused me, and I had to read it a second time to get it.
Oh,
So
you're talking about the first page where someone brings their fruit and tries to give it to his mom.
No. Before then.
So before the dad starts talking to him about
Yes.
when you grow up, you have to go and when Dad was talking about his own story that everybody will try and bring wild animals, but he brought something that was sweet.
Yeah.
Before then, the scans, if you don't, it looks like it was as if it was not in sequence initially.
Oh no, but they, like, okay, that means you must have missed it because they went the savannah at the past. Then by the time you get to the father's part, it was down when it starts talking to the son. Akogun age 10.
No, you don't get still get me. And I'll get it up. There is an image.
Yeah.
The first phrase, the first narration by the dad, which is one small box. When that narration starts, it's still at the end of where Akogun is walking through the swamp. He's literally coming out of the swamp, and it's Akogun himself. There's nothing else on that page, and that's when that narration starts. So I started reading the first narration there. Obviously, it was Akogun, and carried on, but it wasn't Akogun; it was his dad. So you guys keep on talking, and I'll find that page.
No, I have it up, and I just checked it.
Okay. Yeah. So I was going to ask, what did you think of the dad story?
It's weird. There's a great lesson in that story.
Yeah.
A big lesson in that story. And again, on first read, I can almost miss that because of our confusion. I almost missed that lesson. And then on second read, I said, "Oh wow!" It's like basically don't settle for your first effort or the least effort amount. You need to if you're trying to do something to impress somebody, you need to
do something different.
Yeah, do something different. Make it, put the effort in to make it worthwhile. I like the story. I've got no issue with the story at all.
What was your issue with it?
Who, me?
No, Tunde.
No. I was just asking because I was trying to get like that particular arc. It slightly confused me. I had to read it multiple times to fully understand what they were trying to say and communicate in those particular sequences. So I'm going to get your take on that in case I missed something. But yeah, one thing I would say, I legitimately really enjoyed this particular story.
Yeah.
Like, I'm looking forward to how they tell it here because these guys have grown leaps and bounds from Iron Man, from their work on Iron Man. They have this habit in Iron Man of trying to what's this thing called? Trying to not tell the audience fully what is happening, trying to hide things in, and sometimes it goes too far. But I think they struck a better balance here, excepting the issue you mentioned, which caused a bit of confusion, but it becomes clear on a reread. And I think I like that for them, and I really like where they are going. I like their trajectory. It's the kind of book, that you can recommend to anybody. Check out this book, and you do to your full chest that read this book. I recommend it with my full chest. There are very few books from Nigeria that you can place with the best ongoing comics and say, "Oh, this is a book to read along with that." But I think this story has what's the word for this? Has the potential to be on that list.
Yeah, indeed. To be honest, I think it starts up with the best.
Yeah,
I have no issue with that at all. I think it starts up with the best.
Yeah, so I'm really excited for them too, and I hope that this gives them a lot more better work to work on, and it shows the amount of effort and consistency we can get from them. But
rating.
Rating exactly. Right?
Based on the first issue, based on I'll give this a solid 3.8.
Okay, sorry. Just to go back to my confusion bit. So my confusion starts is actually when I showed the dad and him as a kid.
Yeah.
They're using speech bubbles.
Yes.
Then they switch to
Just
text boxes.
Text boxes, yeah. Okay.
And it's that bit where initially I got confused. Is that the dad, or is that him?
Oh, okay.
And when you read it, there's no real clue.
No, but it's
Yeah,
because it was the dad that was talking all through. So, like, I think, okay, that didn't confuse me as much because initially it was the dad that was talking. And so it was like, we are continuing the speech of the father, but now we are going to the past to actually show the picture of what is happening.
And also, and again, and this is what I said on the second reread, it became clear to me
clearer.
because when they talk about the fruit business, I think he got the fruit at the first chance, but then somebody saying that he went deeper, and then I realized, oh no. The father failed. Well, he didn't fail. He got the fruit, but he subsequent people, when who started doing it, they went further than he did, and he kind of like had this regret of not doing more. So in the end, but I did get confused about that transition, and it literally took me 2 reads to work out, and then I started to read it a third time for pure pleasure. So if I'm going to score this, it's a 4 for me. I don't want to give it a 4, but it's a 4 for me out of 5. Because obviously it's the first opening chapter, and I want more. And I love the battles as well, and I love the way he was dealing with the monsters, and not in just a callous, overzealous Conan the Barbarian style. He had some kind of empathy as well, type going on. That almost like a bit of like the Avatar. We will not waste any. I'm not going to waste any of this. I will use part of you in my weaponry and that kind of stuff.
I would say I bested you. What was that thing I was saying?
Yeah. He had this little I don't know saying he said to himself, almost like Avatar in a way, because they had this little thing they said over when they killed an animal.
Yeah, I am hunter, you are prey. I have bested you. All you have is now mine to use.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is my question now.
Yep.
Still on this particular book, though.
Mm-hmm.
This my own confusion was the father's speech bubbles and what we were showing was happening.
Yeah.
I got confused a bit between those sequences because we see the father go to get the fruits.
Yes.
We see him attempting to fight with the monster, but then we see him talking, like making friends with another monster, and they giving him the fruits. I got it up to that part, but what comes after when we see like there's a war sequence going on?
Yes.
So we haven't been told.
So
clearly.
that.
Go ahead, Akbar.
Right. So now that's I didn't say that is present day, but that's near present. So I think on his journeys, while he was away, obviously they came in
and killed his parents,
his family,
and wiped everything out. Yes, because
he came in as the avenging angel, kind of. At that point in time.
So before, when he first killed the first, he said for mother, for father, right?
Yes,
but we didn't know why. Then later, now when now started hunting the monsters again, he said for my mother. Then now said he has stopped counting.
Yeah.
There was a part where they showed the dad on the floor. I think that's where the dad might have died, right?
Yeah, and by the way, Akogun went on this long journey because of what his dad told him about when he got the fruits.
Yeah.
So he's gone further afield and doing way more, which is why he's coming across all these things.
Oh, now I see. Yes. Okay, now I missed a particular scene because now I get your confusion because there's a particular panel where Akogun is saying goodbye to his parents.
Yes.
Well, I thought that was the dad saying goodbye to go and look for the food.
Yeah.
That's what that was talking
about. Yeah, that's my confusion.
But you see, the dad was white-haired where he was cutting the arrows in his back. So
I literally had to reread and then look at the visual clues and then said, no, this doesn't make sense. Oh, okay, this is it. So once I worked it out, then I was fine.
So the person talking with the monkeys and all of that is Akogun.
Yes. Feeding the monkeys,
yes.
So when the dad was saying, for the ones you love, never give up, never give
up. That was
his
father being killed.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think one thing I see, regardless of how the book is, one thing I like about that book is that you need to pay attention properly to get everything that's happening.
Yes. Yeah. Now I've realized that's a theme now with them. Because remember, we had the same thing with most of the Iron Man issues where if you read it, if you just quickly read it,
Yeah, you won't
you
get it.
miss
You won't
a
miss
lot.
you miss the deeper messages, and there's always been deeper messages in them. Loved it.
Yeah.
Loved it.
And yeah, so that's one thing so it's not a book you just scan and read. I think I did
Yes.
that the first time. You you sit down, you pay attention to each paneling. And I think more comics books should tend to be like this
Yeah.
because it's taking full advantage of the medium you're in. You can do a lot more with storytelling than just writing what we are seeing and seeing what we are writing. You can do a lot with playing around with this thing. So yeah, for me, 4/5 book.
Okay.
Right?
I said 3.8, but that's
Okay.
because it's the first issue. I want to see
More.
consistency in the
Okay.
next one.
Okay.
That's quite high.
Yeah. Red,
Yeah.
Kex, I mean, you should definitely jump on this.
I'm gonna. Yeah,
Yeah.
I will tomorrow.
And I can say now, this is a book where once all three come out, I can see myself sitting down and reading them all again in a go.
I can see myself buying it.
Oh, I will be buying it. I will be buying it.
You have to support.
Like the hard copy.
We have to
Yeah.
support, we have to
Yeah.
support them. That's it.
Put it,
Yeah.
hard copy, put it on my shelf. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, Grimm's Assistant.
Okay. Have
that's
you read it, Kex?
That's why I went first for Akogun.
Hmm?
So who's gonna bail that cat?
I mean, you're excited to bail it, so go ahead.
No, I've done. I started with Akogun. That's why I started with Akogun. Why do you think? Why do you think I jumped in for Akogun? Look at these guys.
This guy, man. To
That's
be honest,
Go ahead, Ako.
I always did not want to come on this podcast because of this book. Because
Can you say the truth?
yes, I feel compromised.
Can he handle the truth?
No, I've said it. You know, sometimes you just have to say what you need to say.
Okay.
Okay, I'll start with the easiest bit for me. To be honest, that the art, I'm not a fan of the art. If I'm even being honest, I'll say that straight out. So that one, I don't have much quibbles about it. I'm not saying the art's bad, but it's an art style that it doesn't really generally work for me. But you know, sometimes if the story is strong enough, I can overlook the art. So I'll go with it. First of all, the art was for me was not my favorite style, man. Now, the actual story itself, and so basically, this is a story about somebody who works for Death. Basically, so you have a character called Death. I think it's called Grimm in this book. Well, I don't think it is called Grimm. And you have this young guy who works for Grimm. And ironically, in school, I think he's in a philosophy class. I think he was. And so they were asking people to talk about death and what death is. And the book starts talking about how different tribes and different cultures view death. And obviously this guy, this kid who knows death personally is making, you know, in this man saying, no, I wish people knew that death was just an asshole. Because death in here is I wouldn't say it's an asshole, but it's a bit of like a what's the phrase I would use to describe
a taskmaster. You can't rest. Time to go work.
No, not about that.
It's not taskmaster. He's
all this
very
annoying, nonchalant kind of character. Anything goes.
It's like you have that senior brother that's not serious, and when you're playing, will conquer the head when you're not looking. Yeah, you know, it's that kind of personality he has.
You were able to get that? Okay.
So yeah, to be honest, I actually like that. So I like the fact that
was my best bit about it.
I love the fact that Death has this kind of personality. Absolutely, and I'm there for that all day long. What I struggled with, not that I struggled with, is I think the whole message of this particular issue, for me, fell a bit flat. I think I could see what Mamadi was going for. I can clearly see what he was going for. This was meant to be, in my view, I think it's meant to be a philosophical look at death, what death is to different people, and the code out of this book was that, oh, well, death is this. Basically, that was it. You know, different phases of death. Then we see the story actually involves somebody's death and a potential professional at their death that didn't take hold and led to death. And then it comes to a conclusion about what it is. My biggest issue with the whole book was none of the none of the examination of what different countries think of death felt taught out to me at all. So at the end, it's just like it was I found it very surface level, if I'm being honest. And I wish that there was a bit more thought and analysis done in figuring it out, and then the code that would land harder for me. And that was my biggest issue, because to me that was the main core theme of this whole book, and I think it fell flat for me personally.
So you're right about that. I get that. Like when you do a book like this and you're examining a theme like death or whatever theme you're examining in this kind of format, usually you are tying it to your story that is going on in the background. So there's a story in the background about some people trying to come. There's a young girl that's supposed to give a testimony.
Witness to a crime.
Criminals are and some ninjas are coming to come and kill her. And that was actually how we start the story, and then we switch to the point of view of the character talking about deaths and all of that. But if you're doing this kind of thing, talking about death, you do it in a way that ties to that story earlier on. Maybe you're trying to make a point that, what these characters are experiencing ties into exactly what I think the subject matter is. And I didn't see the correlation between both of them. So that's where that's missing piece.
Yeah.
It's where the story struggles for me as a reader there. Because on the if you make a pitch of this particular story, I'll be like, oh wow, okay, interesting. Death is a lazy bum, annoying elder brother. You want to talk about what death means to different people, and you have your own philosophy of what death is, but it's not enough to have that great idea in your head. In terms of telling a story like this, you should be able to tie it together narratively well with the story you're telling and make it land well. Because otherwise, you set up half of your story that has nothing to do with the other half. And so that's my biggest complaint about the issue. And like you said, the artwork didn't really help. It really did.
Yeah.
Black and white with some colors, it's a great art style. But if you tell me I'm going to do a black and white comic talking about death with colors here and there, I'm like, interesting idea. But in execution, it just didn't work out.
Yeah, and I mean, to give credit due where credit is due, I think there was a core concept he was going for. He had an idea he was going for. I just think it didn't all come together. And I think that I don't want to say there should have been a lot more philosophy in it, because that sounds wrong. But I think the core ideas he's trying to get across and the core debates he wanted us to have were not fleshed out for me enough.
But here's the thing. The best way to contrast this particular book is to contrast to what Morewa and Dotun do in their own books. Because Morewa and Dotun, let's pick the Iron Man books, for example.
Yeah.
They have an idea in each story, in each story they're trying to tell.
Yeah.
Equal theme, a central theme they're trying to communicate.
Yeah.
But they don't spend so many words in getting to the theme, but the theme is present. And by the time you get to the end, if you've read it or you read it the second time and you get to the end, they hit you with that theme and you say, okay, this is what exactly you're going for. I think he was trying to do the same thing here with the same this thing, but it just either missing some lines that I don't fully get it, but it just didn't land for me at that point. Because it's not a matter of having more philosophy or more words. You can do it in Hickman does this kind of and this is unfair. We're comparing to the best of the best. But
to me, there's nothing wrong. That's a compliment to him that we're comparing him to Hickman. You can't knock that.
So even in this God's run for Hickman, Hickman is doing the same thing.
Yes.
Where he has this big idea that okay, I'm communicating this big idea, but this is the story I'm telling. These are people doing day-to-day things, doing some certain things, actions that doesn't immediately make sense, but it's all about making this big point, statement I'm making. So if you're doing something like that, you have to always make sure, like I said, that your story lands. And it's not a matter of how many words you use, but making sure you have that tight narrative.
You have to bring us along. You have to drag us in into that debate, so that we start thinking, okay, yeah. I agree. Red, this guy, you're keeping quiet there, my friends.
So I'm so glad you guys went first because I think I've learned. Thank you. I've learned a thing or two from you guys on how to be nicer. So
Okay.
art, they
Yeah.
say is subjective. I was
Yeah.
gonna
Yeah.
say
Yeah.
that art doesn't work. So I'm not gonna call
Mm,
it bad, but it doesn't work for the story.
Hmm.
Um,
mm,
something, and this might be a personal bias. The first, the way the story starts, and
mm.
the premise, because that was what I thought the premise was gonna be, and I switched my brain
What
off.
straight? What straightforward
Like ritual
mission
killing, like
stuff?
some, no, no,
Mission
like no, no,
Impossible.
not even the Mission Impossible. We're
Oh,
protecting my daughter. She saw somebody
yeah, 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 yeah,
to
yeah,
money
yeah,
rituals. I'm like, okay,
yeah.
rituals. Why are we going with the ritual stuff? Then the Mission Impossible. How do I put this nicely? I used to draw comics a long time ago,
Yeah,
very very amateur and very very unsophisticated.
yeah,
And the way my mother puts his conversation, I get where he's going,
yeah.
but storytelling is not as easy as it seems. Storytelling, you have to be able to
Mm,
bring people along, and he didn't do that well. Even with the conversations, and it was tedious. The conversation was tedious. It didn't flow. I didn't even get the whole death being this annoying elder brother because by
yeah,
that point I was struggling to to read them.
yeah.
So I got to the point where okay, the ninjas or wherever they came, or drop the gas, and they're
Mm.
trying to give you each step, but it's not. I'm seeing the artwork, the conversation, and what's I'm trying to see how I can say I've seen that before. I've seen what he's trying to do, and it didn't work. It didn't work then, and it didn't work now. It's a short story.
Yeah, 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 it
Yeah,
is. Yeah.
I think he could have made it slightly longer to help himself because the I read a book a long time ago. It's Stephen King's Four Seasons,
Yeah.
and the phrase is like words diminish thoughts. Like you can think up a storm. You've never heard that before.
No, no, go on. I'm
Or
actually go on.
you can think up a storm. Like you can imagine like, oh, I'm going to tell this person this when I see them.
Mm,
And once you open your mouth, you say two sentences, and you think, and you've wrapped up everything you've been thinking in your head.
yeah,
It happens to storytellers. I think that has happened here. He has this big idea, try to carry us in who what death is. Because when Grimm finally came
yeah,
and was fighting those guys, were like to the Yorubas, death is this, to the Igbos, death
yeah,
is
yeah, yeah,
transitioning.
yeah,
To
yeah,
these guys, I think that was where he was going all along.
yeah,
But
yeah, yeah,
the jump in the story from okay, a witness to a student in class to death meeting Nosa, who's the apprentice, then to Nosa coming to save this to come save the girl, and now telling them, "Have you seen death?" It doesn't flow.
Okay, so
I
I
get
think
the idea.
let me try and give you a brief
Yeah,
summary of what's
yeah,
Keck, since you've not read it.
yeah,
Let me just try and give you a brief summary of what's happening in the
yeah.
story. So we kick things off with a lady in witness protection.
Mhm,
We learned there that this girl is supposed to testify that she saw the father's boss doing ritual, money ritual, or
mhm,
something and killing people. And then we get some stormtroopers, some ninjas coming to come and attack the girl and kill her before the trial the next day. Then we have we switch to we meet Death standing in front of the ritual. Then we switch to the school. I mean, standing in front of the ninjas in like with the mask, with the kites and everything.
Yeah.
Then we switch to a school
yeah,
setting
yeah,
where the left guy is trying to teach them about death. And then we learn that this kid, we introduce him a bit and his friends.
Is the PA to death or the assistant? Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly. The
yeah,
PA to death, and death is basically an asshole to him.
yeah,
And then as they're talking about death in the assignment, we switch back to the present to the original scene
yeah.
where the kid and death are fighting, and they are both talking about what death means to different cultures.
Mm,
And all of that happens.
Okay.
They beat up the bad guys, and the girl goes to testify.
Okay.
And this is the main point Mahmoudi was trying to drive at. Immediately after the girl testifies, she dies of an heart attack. Yeah. And then the death now talks to the kid that even though we did all our best to prevent death from killing her, death is inevitable.
Yes.
Death is
Okay.
part of life. So on the surface, like I said, the pitch of this story makes sense. It's just not
The
well.
execution.
It's
It's
execution.
Not,
So
yeah,
it's not the story now. That
yeah.
the idea is good. You can see it, but
yeah,
where the rubber meets the road, as they say, is where
Yeah.
it fails or where it falls. I don't want to say fails.
Okay. 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 Okay.
yeah.
I'll
Where,
give it, and
where
it's a one
it,
shot, right?
it
It's a
stumbles.
one shot.
It's one
It's a one
shot.
shot.
Yeah, where it
It's a one shot.
stumbles. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's a one shot because if like if you're doing this kind of thing, there are some parts there's some parts you cut out.
Mm.
There are some parts you place more emphasis on, and
Yes.
then you would
Yes.
reduce. I
Yes.
think for this kind of book, there is a lot of what is speech bubbles going on in this part. There are a lot of panels
Which
There's a
made
lot of
in this comic,
which made That's why I said tedious. You
yeah,
guys remember I said
which
tedious.
made
there's,
it
there's a
difficult.
lot of action that's not needed.
Yes, like I just cut out completely.
And
So
focus on your themes more. Build out the themes a bit more.
yeah,
Yeah.
so like I'll just condense a lot of like remove a lot of the words you're saying, condense
Yeah.
them, and just focus on what you're saying,
Okay.
and so you can let that end hit really well. Because when the girl dies, it's like if you're just skimming the book, it's just like a one small cut short panel at the bottom of the page. It's something that's supposed to be way
Yeah.
more
Impactful.
prominent.
Yeah. Heavy.
I want to say something, and this is
Yeah.
very, very unfair. It's a very, very unfair comparison because this is it's a comparison to somebody who's been in the field
For
decades and decades and decades. His book
which one?
for the Grimm Assistants
Yeah.
almost forced a comparison to New Gaiman's issue of death, that death issue, where Sama meets.
This is that is very very unfair.
No, I agree.
Very, but that's
Very,
that's
very-
the idea, but
But that's the
very
idea.
unfair.
Yep.
And then you end up comparing that execution.
Storytelling,
like-
the art of
Yeah.
storytelling is.
But you can see.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a scene in that book where, well, there's more than one where there's a death that hits us.
Yeah.
That impact. That's the impact we should have felt for. I can't remember the name of the young girl.
Nina or
Yeah,
Nona
yeah,
or
yeah,
something,
sorry,
yeah,
yeah.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, but I can see that's what he was trying to
Trying to get for, yeah.
trying to get to. Yeah.
But like I always respect stories that take
Try.
large
Yeah.
steps.
I guess
Like,
you're better off reaching for the stars.
exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. So can we should we move
Red?
on? Or
Red can go first.
what do you want
I want to encourage him. I'll give him a 2.8.
Okay.
That's
Today? Oh, me.
Mm,
I'll give it 2.5.
yeah. 2.5 for me as well.
See, I was the harshest and I gave him the best score.
Okay.
Ah,
Okay,
how
all right.
you place your best score with I want to encourage you. Like that's like
No.
Are you minding red? Are you minding red?
I'm just feeling for our listeners now. We've done a 2-hour episode. So what
Oh wow!
can they
Oh,
look
wow.
forward to next week? Yeah.
Right.
So,
Okay. I'm-
next week you can look forward to that was review of X-Men 97 episode 5.
you will watch everything that I watch in
No,
episode 5. Don't
no.
mind that.
Listen,
Well-
don't put him
well-
under pressure.
Well, unfortunately, you know what I'm like now. It's only half an hour each, right?
Listen. Let me tell you something.
I
Let me
have
tell
to
you
watch. I have to watch
something.
all 5.
You don't even need to disturb yourself. When you were saying this thing, you say this thing for 5 weeks. And for 5 weeks, I'll be looking at you like, this guy is just talking nonsense. You will watch it.
Don't annoy me.
Okay, you know what?
Don't
Don't
annoy
watch
me.
it. Don't
Don't
watch
annoy
it.
Don't annoy
Don't
me.
watch it. Listen.
I've promised our listeners.
Me, I
Don't-
do.
Yeah.
What is that? See why you not, your eyes are now closing. Why are your eyes closing? Open them. You mean you were fighting that? Exhibit. I knew you watched this. Okay, no problem.
Okay, that's not. Yeah.
Okay.
Anything else coming up this week?
Just X-Men and No, this thing is next week. I'm sorry, is the following week. That
What's
movie.
that?
Sorry, Dead Boy Detectives is the following week.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
Okay.
are you watching that? Because I don't think I'm going to watch
Oh,
that.
I will watch it. I'll watch it.
I'm, I'm definitely watching that.
I'll watch it.
It looks very Netflixy,
I
and Netflix.
listen. I've not watched any trailer, and I'm sticking away from that because
I saw the trailer and I was too excited.
Let me just watch this.
Really?
Yes. Yes,
So
I was.
okay. So we'll talk about that. Will give us his own review of the X-Men, and then we'll talk about X-Men episode 6 or 7. Is it anything else that you guys can think of?
Not at this moment.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you for listening. I know it's been a long episode.
Oh
Thanks for
shit!
bearing with us.
Did we
Yes.
talk about? Have we talked about the Joker trailer?
No, we didn't. We'll talk about it
Oh
next week.
crap! Yeah, next week. Let's talk about next week.
Guys, this is released the best trailer possible.
How can we
No
forget that?
way!
How can we forget that?
No way!
All right, next week. Next week.
Next week,
Next
guys.
week. Yes. Remember to rate, like,
It
subscribe.
deserves a whole full episode on
out.
its own.
Episode 178. Today, say your goodbyes.
Yeah, goodbye, guys. Catch you guys next week.
That more.
And yeah, thanks for once again listening for this very long episode.
Yeah.
We'll see you later.